You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning, waking up here, dry for now, but rain moves in this afternoon. And yes, we're talking about another possibility of some snow for a few folks. The latest timeline and tracking in your forecast.
Well, now on Fox 17 News This Morning, Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell has a plan to improve how people get around Nashville, or at least he thinks it will. Voters will be able to weigh in on this plan a little bit later this year. We're going to tell you how. And the missing deputy found in the Tennessee River. A woman also in the back of the squad car. We're going to tell you what authorities think may have happened in this very bizarre but tragic story in East Tennessee. Well, thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Justin McFarland. Just after 4 a.m., congratulations, you made it to Friday. Let's take a look at the very latest round of rain and possibly snow moving to Middle Tennessee for your weekend. Greg Bob is standing by.
Yeah, let's get right into it here and what's going on. Nothing happening right now. There could be an isolated, really light shower or two this morning, but really, this is going to be an afternoon into evening event. Cloudy and cold to start the day, but we've been cold every morning so far for the last 3-4 days, so no surprises there. Rain moves in this afternoon. When it does, this is going to be a very similar setup to Monday. Similar setup, lower impact. There will be some rain that moves in, and possibility of a weak thunderstorm cannot be ruled out. But taking a look here, snow to the north with little impact. All clear when it comes to code red. We're not in a code red threat level today. We were on Monday because the snow was much more aggressive than what we're going to see this time around. Southern Kentucky and right along the state line leading just into the first few counties here of Middle Tennessee could see a dusting of some snow that moves in. That's pretty much it. The cold is the bigger story. Mainly cloudy this morning. Rain does stay away. Umbrella for later. Grab it and we'll time that rain in a few minutes.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to the very latest happening here. This is going to be on I-65 at Trinity Lane there on the north side. As you can see, traffic moving there pretty well. No big problems out there in either direction. I did see some possibility of some overnight construction happening in certain spots of town. Maybe on Broadley Parkway. We're going to get a closer look at that coming up in a few. Well, Nashville's public transportation is now looking to create sort of an upgrade for itself by trying to create a dedicated funding source just for transportation and infrastructure, and they're putting this issue on the November ballot. So let's take a look, if we can, over at the Metro Bus Barn, as some call it. It is the main bus terminal in downtown Nashville, right there on the corner of MLK and 4th Avenue. Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell wants to implement a transportation improvement program that will put a deeper priority on better sidewalks and safety and traffic. It's an ambitious proposal years ago that was spearheaded by former Mayor Megan Barry. It was ultimately shut down in a vote. Now, the cost for Mayor O'Connell's plan would be in the billions of dollars over 30 years. What the mayor says, his plan focuses on the essentials.
This plan will not have a $1 billion tunnel under downtown in it. It will not include investments in rail-based transit service that we think is there. This, again, is that focus on sidewalks, signals, safety, and service.
If voters do approve this plan, it would need dedicated funding source, which could mean raising taxes. The mayor says we will know more details on the funding options coming up in March. Remember, this administration is putting a referendum in front of voters coming up here on November the 5th. That is the same day as the presidential or general elections. So we want to know, what do you think? Does Nashville need a transit plan? 76% of you say yes, it does. Another 23% of you say no. If you want to weigh in for yourself, you can do so by scanning that QR code right there on your screen. You can also find us over on social media. Our X page is at Fox Nashville. So let's tell you about this. It's a very bizarre story from East Tennessee. It's a sad one as well. Authorities say the body of a deputy who disappeared after making an arrest has been found. Now, the Meg County Sheriff's Office says that the deputy is R.J. Leonard. He was found in the Tennessee River along with his patrol car and the body of the woman he had taken into custody. They say that the deputy was last heard from on Wednesday night. His remains have been escorted over to the Knoxville Regional Medical Examiner's office. Sure, we're going to be hearing more about this in the coming weeks and days as well. Well, there's one firefighter left in the city of Millersville right now. This is after their police chief was fired and their fire department was fired, and the fire chief rather was fired, and then the rest of the department resigned right after. Now, the Goodlettsville and White House Fire Department has offered their services, but this is also causing several concerns. Let's get out to Fox 17 News, Karen Aguilar, who's live for us this morning at the Millersville Fire Department to tell us exactly what happened. And Karen, just real quick, I just want to clarify, it's the fire department whose chief was fired, and then the rest of the people who worked under him walked out of the job, leaving just one person left.
Yeah, that's right. They actually walked out of this fire department behind me. We saw 17 firefighters at some point during their shifts come out of these garages, and that's no longer going to be a thing, all but one. And the main concern for at least the White House Fire Department is that there just aren't enough resources to come over here and help these firefighters and along with the people of Millersville. Now, there still haven't been replacements for the firefighters, but the city is in the process of hiring new ones. But in the meantime, the White House Fire Department is feeling concerned about their ability to get to the fires on time. White House Assistant Fire Chief Rob Brewer tells me they only have 7 firefighters per shift there. He gives me an example of how this could impact things. Take a listen.
Are we talking just a house fire? But, I mean, gosh, if it was a big, fully involved, I mean, I think minimum, you're probably going to need 20 to really do what you need to do and rotate fresh people in and the tired people out. I mean, you're looking at least 20.
Yeah, and that's a concern for many residents as well. We also reached out to the Goodletts Fire Department for comment, and we're waiting to hear back. It's still early. When we have that, we'll bring it to you. Reporting live in Goodlettsville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Well, coming up, there's new information in a shooting that happened early yesterday. The victim's identity and what police...
All the fun, all the laughs, all sharing.
Oh, I'm not, no, sir.
It's the best time in daytime.
You still here?
Sherry, weekdays at 10 on Fox 17.
.410 is the time. An update on a deadly shooting in Antioch that we brought you as breaking news just yesterday. Metro Police have now identified the man who was killed in that shooting. 34-year-old Stephen Yates is from Mount Juliet. Police say he was shot outside of a warehouse on Old Franklin Road there in Antioch while he was on his break, then ran inside. Detectives say they are investigating a possible drug motive in this shooting. Police say there is more than one suspect, but they don't have anyone in custody as of yet. If you know anything about this shooting, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number right there in the bottom of your screen. In Operation Crime and Justice, the man accused of murdering an East Tennessee deputy and wounding another during the traffic stop has now faced a judge for the very first time. We're talking about Kenneth DeHart. He is charged with murder, attempted murder, and weapons charges. Now, the Blount County Sheriff's deputies arrested DeHart Tuesday in Knoxville. This is after a 5-day manhunt. He's accused of killing Deputy Greg McGowan and shooting another deputy, Shelby Eagers. Now, the other deputy is recovering at home this morning. Let's talk to Greg Bobus. He's going to look at your forecast here as we get you going here on this Friday.
Yes, let's round out the week with some decent weather to begin the day, and then everything begins to churn and change going into the afternoon and this evening. Looking ahead to the upcoming weekend, today's highs will be in the upper 50s, so above average. This yellow line showing you the average high temperature this time of the year is right around 51 degrees. So we'll be above that today, but not Saturday, and we're barely there on Sunday. We get a nice little surge of some warmth next week, and then we crash again for next weekend. But let's take a look at what's going to happen to lead us into that colder temperature zone for the rest of this weekend. So here's this morning. there will be a few little pop-up showers. Don't worry about those. Again, a few raindrops between now and say 9 or 10 o'clock. Not anything to worry about. Really, it's the afternoon. Here's 2 p.m. Oranges, yellows, reds. I always talk about it. When you see the brighter colors, that means heavier rainfall coming down. Here's 5 p.m. tracking through during your evening commute. Keep that in mind. And then we do have the possibility of some colder air that moves in and could even influence us to a dusting of snow in southern Kentucky.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's take a quick look if we can. This is going to be I-40 at Broadway as you make that drive over from downtown. As you can see, traffic is moving along pretty well. No big problems over there on that side of town. We're going to be taking a closer look near the airport, plus tell you about anything else that could slow you up with steer clear traffic as we're live and local with you through 9 o'clock this morning. Well, coming up, the city of Kansas City is reeling after a mass shooting at a Super Bowl parade. We've got the updates from police about this case.
Ags and Walks.
How far would you go to control the fragrance in your home? There's an easier way. Try Airwick Vibrant with 2 times more natural essential oils for up to 120 days of amazing fragrance per dual pack. Now that's a breath of fresh Airwick.
4:15 is the time. Live look there at Nissan Stadium in downtown Nashville. And yeah, we are now just less than 2 weeks away from when they officially break ground down there on the Titans' brand new $2.2 billion stadium. They will break ground coming up on February 29th. Yes, on Leap Day. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a lot of equipment moving in and around Nissan Stadium. This shot is going to change quite a bit over the next few years. Update for the city of Kansas City as they continue to investigate the shooting that happened right after a Super Bowl parade celebrating the Kansas City Chiefs' big victory. It did kill a radio DJ and hurt 21 other people. A candlelight vigil was held last night there in Kansas City. It saw the community coming out to try and support all of the victims who had been hurt. Half of the victims are younger than the age of 16. Police say they have detained 2 juveniles and found several guns. They released a third person who they now say was not involved. They are now saying the shooting may have been part of just a dispute between the 2 people. Should the Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis be disqualified from pursuing an election fraud case against former President Trump? That was the central question in a Georgia courthouse on yesterday that had a lot of theater and a lot of drama. Let's hear from Christine Fazal, who's following all that drama from Atlanta.
Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis on the stand in a case that centers on the timing of her romantic relationship with attorney Nathan Wade.
So you and Mr. Wade met in October 2019 at a conference?
That is correct.
Wade, who also took the stand, was hired to work with her in late 2021 on an election interference case against former President Donald Trump and more than a dozen others. Their relationship status at the time now in question.
After that, you started dating shortly thereafter, correct?
A lie. That's one of your lies.
Both have acknowledged the relationship, but said it started in 2022, which a former friend of Willis disputed, saying it started in 2019. Also at issue, whether Fani Willis may have benefited from money paid to Nathan Wade after evidence of multiple extravagant vacations they took together came to light.
Did you take a trip with Miss Willis in 2023 to Belize?
I did.
Did you take a trip to California with Miss Willis in 2023?
I did.
Their case stems from charges Trump and a group of others tried to overturn Joe Biden's 2020 election victory in the state of Georgia, including the now infamous phone call to Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger.
All I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
In former President Trump's long list of legal troubles, some have argued the Georgia case could be the most harmful to him.
If Fani Willis and Nathan Wade are removed from this case, what would that mean for President Trump and his legal team?
That really stalls the case. There's really no way in the near future for the case to move forward until a new lead prosecutor is appointed to the case, and that could take months and months and months.
Months and months during a presidential election year in which Donald Trump remains the GOP frontrunner means this may not happen until at least 2025. Meanwhile, the former president maintains he's done nothing wrong. In Washington, I'm Christine Frizzau.
We want to give you the backstory on the sale of beer. Cold beer in particular. It would be banned in convenience stores and grocery stores across the state if a bill does pass through. Now, the bill's sponsor is State Representative Ron Gant. He was nearly killed by a drunk driver 2 years ago and still walks with a cane right now. His bill would make buying beer and drinking it immediately a little less attractive because the beer could no longer be cold. House leaders concede this bill will have an uphill battle, but support is starting to get behind this particular idea. The bill is currently on hold in the Tennessee House, but has already cleared a couple of hurdles in the state Senate. Now let's get to Greg. He's standing by with a look at a cold forecast.
That we are. The forecast for us here, Justin, is definitely starting off on a colder note for us. You can see right there the skyline downtown, not crystal clear by any means, but also not a bad start. We're not talking about widespread fog, just a little bit out there. Here's the next couple of days ahead. Today going to be in the upper 50s and low 60s. Great, just like yesterday. Starting off cloudy. The afternoon, we roadblock that and go to colder temperatures. Winter takes over one more time here for us in this February. We have temperatures tonight that'll be in the 20s. We have rain that moves in this afternoon. A few snowflakes this evening into tonight. Could even be a dusting in portions of southern Kentucky. This is not like what happened on Monday. Now, the transition from rain to snow will be, but the impact far less of an impact for us here. Cold tomorrow, 40 degrees, 52 on Sunday, and then 59 on Monday, 60 degrees on Tuesday. So we do get a little bit warmer going into next week. Our sunset today, 5:28, but by March 31st, that is Easter. Easter Bunny is already hopping there for us here. 7:08, we have daylight saving time that starts, or I should say, yeah, it does start on 6:51 will be your sunset on March 10th, your 7-day forecast. After the cold, we do get better for most of next week, and after today's rain and snow, which we'll continue to track throughout this morning, we're dry for 5 days in a row.
Steer clear traffic out there for you. Let's take a quick look, if we can, here at I-40 at Dallas and Pike. As you can see, traffic moving along just fine. No big problems out there this morning. No big problems at B&A altogether. If you got a flight this morning, you're in good shape getting out there. So we'll let you know if anything changes, but so far so good out there on your roads. Well, the FBI informant who shared some derogatory information about President Trump's and his son, or excuse me, President Biden and his son, in this case, Hunter Biden, has now been detained on felony false statement and obstruction charges. 43-year-old Alexander Smirnov was arrested in a Las Vegas airport on Wednesday. He made his very first court appearance yesterday. If convicted, he faces up to 25 years in prison. The development could undermine the congressional Republicans' claims that the Biden family is corrupt. Now, the alleged false statement include that the Bidens were paid millions of dollars by executives associated with the agrarian energy company Burisma. It's been a whole mess. It's been going on for several years. We'll see where it goes from here. A basketball record is broken. The huge moments from women's basketball on the NCAA court. We're going to
Women's Day sale.
New Rogue and Pathfinders, the most popular SUVs in Middle Tennessee with low 1.9% financing up to 60 months. Plus a $1,500 trade-in assist for any SUV trade. Trade-in assist cash now at North Nashville's Nissan of Rivergate in Madison.
4:25 is the time. Iowa star basketball player Caitlin Clark broke the NCAA's scoring record last night, and it all happened less than 3 minutes into their game against Michigan. Take a look, everyone. She made it happen with a three-point shot. You're going to see it right here. And she's going to pull up here and 3 points away. They're looking, waiting, shoot, no, tip. Racks back out. There she is right there. And she'll make it happen here eventually, right here with the pull-up three. Nothing but net. Clark broke the school's record, racking up 49 points. It's almost half of what the Iowa Hawkeyes scored all night, 106 points. They beat Michigan 106-89. This is what she had to say after her big moment.
I'm just filled with so much gratitude and love, and the way these fans support women's basketball is so special. And yeah, I mean, you all knew I was going to shoot a logo 3 for the record. Come on now.
Logo 3 for the record. She is projected as the #1 pick in the upcoming WNBA draft. NASCAR driver Josh Berry will make his Daytona 500 debut on Sunday. He started that journey in Hendersonville.
It's really awesome, and I think Middle Tennessee is such a great racing community. Obviously, with the fairgrounds and the super speedway as well. You know, plenty other short tracks around the area, but you know, that's where I grew up. That's where I learned to race, and look back on that time very fondly, and excited to get back to the fairgrounds and race one day for sure.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. discovered Berry in the online racing community. He drives the #4 car for Stewart Haas Racing. You'll be able to watch him represent the Mid-State coming up on Sunday, 1:30, right here on Fox 17.
4:27 to look at your forecast here. This is the day we've been talking about all week long, where the rain returns and then the cold follows. As far as Nashville specifically, the timeline for rain is going to be mid to late afternoon into the evening hours and out of here by midnight. If you're far north and west of that area, so think about southern Kentucky, you get up toward Hopkinsville. Areas like that are going to see the rain move in around 10, 11 o'clock this morning. So a little bit earlier the more north we get. This is not a high impact event, but it will definitely cool us down. How cold? 40 degrees tomorrow. We're going to go from 62 this afternoon to the 20s overnight tonight. Some snow early to wake up to in a few spots, maybe a dusting at best through southern Kentucky, but it's a sunglasses Sunday.
Steer clear traffic for you at 4:28. Quick look here. This is going to be I-65 and I-24 there on the north side as you make that drive into town. We're doing fine in both directions out there. No major holdups. Of course, that's going to change. It's Friday. Steer clear traffic will be with you here live and local through 9. Well, coming up, a proposal from lawmakers to make gun safety a requirement in Tennessee schools.
Comfortable year-round. What's more, AC Plus features American Standard heating and air conditioning systems designed to give you years of trouble-free service. So next time, give AC Plus a try. We're AC Plus, and we'd love to earn your trust.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News This Morning, Mid-State Representative Mark Green is not running for re-election. We're going to tell you what Fox 17 News learned from him about why he's making this move. And the grocery tax holiday may be a thing of the past. We're going to tell you what lawmakers have to say about this issue coming up in a few. Greg?
Waking up this morning here, we're dry for the time being, but rain moves in later today and a small chance for snow for some. We'll break it down on your forecast.
Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Justin McFarland, and we are tracking another round of rain and possibly even snow making its way to the Mid-State to get your weekend started. Let's get over to Code Red meteorologist Greg Belvis about what you can expect this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, let's dive right in, and you're going to look at this graphic, and this is going to tell you the story. Look at the two words that are at the top. What's new this morning? Rain moves in later today. The rain, big chance for almost all of us. Snow, tiny chance for just a few of us. Do not overhype this. Do not worry about this. It's not going to be like Monday, where we're talking about a half of an inch to an inch of snow for many of us. This will be a dusting at best in southern Kentucky and potentially in far northern middle Tennessee. Most of us just run-of-the-mill rain that moves through and potentially a heavy downpour or two. That's it. Nothing like Monday when it comes to the impact that we'll see, so we're still all clear when it comes to code red. So how's this morning treating you here on a Friday? Well, hopefully good when you're back home, but if you hit the road and get out there, mainly cloudy, cold. Rain does stay away until later today, but you'll want the umbrella for the second half of your day. And the drive home could be a little dicey when it comes to rain actively on the radar. Keep that in mind as well. Downtown does look beautiful, though even our image here has cleared up a little bit in the last half hour. So not much slowing you down when it comes to weather here today. 40 though tomorrow, 52 degrees on Sunday. Temperatures tank very quickly. We'll look at future track and how quickly we go from 60s to 20s overnight coming up in the next check of your forecast.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's take a quick look if we can. This is going to be the live look on I-40 at 46th Avenue over here on the west side of town. As you can see there, traffic moving along without any issue. We're doing just fine getting out the door so far. If there is anything that can change, we'll be sure to let you know with Steer Clear Traffic as we're live and local with you through 9 o'clock this morning. In crisis in the classroom, a bill is required to have, or bill would require rather, for firearm safety to be taught in public schools is now moving forward. Now the measure would require the Department of Education to work with the Tennessee Department of Safety as well as the Fish and Wildlife branch of the government, TWRA, to determine the right grade to begin teaching this. Classes would begin next fall. Curriculum would include safe handling and storage, but would not involve live ammo. Well, firefighters resigning from the Millersville Fire Department is causing some concern for at least one other fire department that is willing to help out, but only to a certain extent. Let's get out to Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar, who's live outside of the Millersville Fire Department, where they are down to just one firefighter.
Yeah, that's right. After firefighters resigned here at the Millersville Fire Department and left but one firefighter to man one of these fire trucks responding to emergencies, fires, emergencies, wrecks. This is causing concern for the White House Fire Department, who says that they don't have enough resources to potentially be able to help them out. He says that he expects, the assistant fire chief of the White House Fire Department says that he expects a delayed response time. At this moment, there are only 7 firefighters working per shift, and the assistant fire chief tells me that they need at least 20 firefighters to fight a massive fire. So he says a delayed response time is bad news for both people and firefighters alike.
You know, these fires can grow and double in size really quick. And, you know, a small fire can turn into a really big fire in just a matter of minutes. So time is of the essence.
Time is of the essence. It could mean the difference between life and death for some people. We're overworking some of those firefighters. And again, this is not just for fires, but also for bad wrecks or medical emergencies. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll have reaction from the people of Millersville about these delayed response times. Reporting live in Goodlettsville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen, thank you so much. Well, U.S. Representative Mark Green from Tennessee making headlines this week as he announced that he would not be running for re-election. Now, Representative Green was the driving force behind the recent impeachment of the Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. He pointed out that the success of that impeachment is one of the reasons that he is ready to return to Tennessee full time. He also told Fox 17 News that he is committing to getting a Republican back in the White House later this year. So when it comes to the next steps for him, we asked him about a potential run for governor. This is what he had to say.
I'm not making any announcements, but you know, I do think that the fight for our country is not so much here in D.C. for me. It's kind of with D.C. because Washington has gobbled up power from the states, and it's time for the states to really start pushing back harder. And Tennessee needs to push back harder.
Representative Green has served in the United States House of Representatives since 2019 in the 7th Congressional District. Of course, that district, along with a few others, was redrawn in the 2022 elections to include a large portion of Nashville. Another financial hurdle for Tennesseans, the grocery tax holiday we enjoyed over the past few years is likely going away. Now, last year, groceries were tax-free for 3 months, saving people $180 million. But there's no money for that in Governor Lee's proposed budget. Now, the legislator could add it, but House leaders say it's simply not in the cards. Well, coming up, Greece has now legalized same-sex marriage. We're going to tell you about the legal rights some will gain and the
spitting truth there.
You gotta feel smart if you wanna look smart, dress smart, be smart, think smart, talk smart, eat smart. You are smart, smarty pants.
You gotta unleash the power.
Woo!
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
.39 is the time. Greece becomes the very first Orthodox Christian country to legalize same-sex marriage. Now, the bill faced opposition from church officials there. Under the new law, parental rights will be recognized for same-sex couples as well. For about the last 10 years, only the biological parent had legal guardianship. Gay men will still not be allowed to use surrogate mothers in order to have children. If your pharmacy's out of the generic drug that you need, you may not be alone at all. Federal investigators are now looking into exactly what is behind these shortages. Now, the Federal Trade Commission, as well as the Department of Health and Human Services, is launching an inquiry. The HHS says they plan to look at drug purchasing and wholesale companies to see if they are having a disruption in the supply chain. Now, they want to hear from the public and have issued a request for information. We'll see where it goes. Right now, we're going to go to weather. Greg Boba standing by to look at your forecast. It does include some snow and some rain.
That it does. Both of those things moving in this afternoon toward this evening. Breakfast time, we're fine right now. Temperatures hovering upper 30s to low 40s, so not terribly cold by any means. We'll go to 41 degrees by 7 o'clock and only 42 at 8 a.m. Clouds have started to move in, and it will be a fairly cloudy day from start to finish. That rain chance takes over in the Nashville area middle of the afternoon, but it starts earlier for some. Taking a look here, 9 a.m., even the Clarksville area up toward Hopkinsville in southern Kentucky. A few light isolated showers pop up. The main band of rain moves in a little bit later. Here's 2 p.m. So really, lunchtime and beyond, the rain begins to move into our northwestern communities and then tracks down to the south and the east. Most of that making its way into Nashville middle of the afternoon into the evening hours. On the backside of this, cold air moves in, and I mean rushes in. We'll go from 62 to the 20s overnight tonight.
Clear, clear traffic out there for you. Let's get to I-40 at 46th Avenue. This is over in the West Nashville area. As you can see, traffic over there moving along just fine. No big problems for you in either direction. Things will change as the morning goes on for sure. But right now, we're doing just fine. We really are. Clear, clear traffic. We got you covered live and local through 9. Well, we are learning more about the plans for Nashville's newest honky tonk. Morgan Wallen announced he'll be opening his very own bar this summer. It's going to be located on 4th Avenue North at Broadway. The bar will be called This Bar and Tennessee Kitchen. The singer says the 6-story live music venue will feature a lot of stages, 6 bars, as well as, of course, no bar would be complete these days in Nashville without an open-air rooftop. You can find more details on our website at fox17.com. Well, coming up, Ford says the United Auto Workers strike has affected their manufacturing plans. We're going to tell you how the Biden administration is planning.
It's the B.F. Myers Furniture and Bedding President's Day sale.
With Nashville's largest selection of leather motion furniture.
Sofas and sectionals, bedroom and dining room, reclining furniture, and more.
Plus free next day delivery.
It's the B.F. Myers Furniture President's Day sale.
4:44 is the time. Even though some parts of the country hardly feels like spring, we have now entered spring's peak home buying and selling season. Yvonne Rodriguez breaks down exactly what you need to know if you're planning to be in the market at all this upcoming year.
Agents also advise people to search for homes knowing what their conservative monthly payment is, making it easier to move other variables like price, location, or condition of a house in order to have the best chances to buy the home. The key, experts say, is be flexible and have your financial house ready to go.
You want to show.
All right, we'll talk a little bit more about that later on, perhaps. In the meantime, Ford CEO Jim Farley says that the company will, quote, think carefully about where it builds vehicles into the future following the United Auto Workers' 6-week strike last year. Now, Farley made these comments at the auto conference yesterday, saying that the strike changed Ford's relationship with the union. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says that the Biden administration takes the comments seriously. She notes that President Biden believes in making goods and creating jobs in the United States.
He believes in made in America. He believes in investing in America. So always we're going to do everything that we can to make sure that continues.
Press Secretary also says that President Biden believes workers have the rights to collective bargaining. A stray dog found with zip ties over its mouth, it's really a sad story, has now been adopted by the same officer who was able to rescue him. Meet Zeus. The Doberman was found with a zip tie around his snout. The South Bend, Indiana Police Department sent officers to respond to this dog last Friday. Zeus now has a forever home with Stephanie Northcutt, one of those officers responding for South Bend Police. Northcutt says she had an immediate bond with Zeus and went through the adoption process after introducing him to her other dogs. She says a different officer should be sent to help out the next pet before she runs out of room for the rescued animals. Get to dog lover Greg Bovis. He's standing by. Greg loves these stories about dogs finding those forever homes out there. And of course, this weekend, we're looking into a situation where we got rain and snow pushing its way in this next couple of days. So if you're a dog walker, what can you need to prepare for out there, Greg?
I'll tell you this afternoon toward the evening, rain for pretty much everyone, a couple of snowflakes for a few folks. So this is going to be one of those scenarios where not everyone sees both. So we'll look at that. Also, I rarely ever show this. The almanac. Well, when it's this far off from what it's supposed to be, why not? Yesterday was 69 degrees. The normal temperature is supposed to be 54. So we were 15 degrees above average. Nowhere near the record from back in the 40s, but still, this is uncharacteristically warm. Today, low 60s for the afternoon. Tomorrow morning, you're in the 20s. Big old temperature drop off tonight into tomorrow. Later sunsets, though, today, 5:28, and then by March 31st, that is Easter, 7:08 will be our sunset. Daylight saving time begins March 10th with a sunset of 6:51. So we're starting to see that expansion of daylight at the end of our day. And speaking of light, what you can see here, now, not the beginning of tonight, but by tomorrow morning, look southwest, find the moon. Go just down to the south of it, so just right down, right below it. You'll see what looks like a really bright set of 2 stars. Planets, Jupiter and Venus. Temperatures will be in the 20s. Decent viewing before sunrise tomorrow, which is before 7 a.m. But if you try to get out there the first half of tonight, still fairly cloudy, so just keep that in mind. As far as future track goes, I mentioned an isolated shower or two in our northwestern counties here, kicking through this morning. This afternoon, 2 p.m. to 5 o'clock, the main band moves through. So basically, rain chances are there for everyone today. Snow chances not there for everyone. Look at the blues off to the north here, 6 p.m. Cold air really does flash in very quickly. 9 p.m. Might even a little wintry mix situation going on in Nashville. Not going to see anything that sticks there, but if we get right along the Kentucky state line and into southern Kentucky, a dusting of snow cannot be ruled out. The impact will not be like it was on Monday, so don't worry about that. Not a high impact situation, just a cold weekend ahead. 64 degrees today, 40 tomorrow, 52. That's all we get for the weekend on Saturday and Sunday.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway there. You can see it for yourself, traffic there. Moving along just fine. No big problems in either direction so far out there this morning, the way we like it here on a Friday morning. If anything does change, we'll be sure to let you know. We got you covered with Steer Clear Traffic live and local through 9. A troubling update from the CDC on patients who have had COVID-19. Now, there's a brand new study finding that COVID-19 patients are at least 4 times more likely to develop chronic fatigue than those who have not. Researchers followed more than 4,000 adults for nearly a year after their COVID diagnosis compared to other results of adults who were not infected with COVID-19. They found that 9% of COVID patients developed fatigue after infection, and those patients were more than 4 times likely to develop chronic fatigue. The CDC estimated over 3 million adults suffered from fatigue diagnosis between 2021 and 2022. The Biden administration is now easing restrictions on Wells Fargo banks. This is after making some major fixes to protect consumers. Now, a consent order against Wells Fargo had been in place since 2016. It has now been lifted. Wells Fargo has been ordered to overhaul how it sold financial products to its customers. This is after multiple investigations found that Wells Fargo had toxic sales culture, requiring employees to sell unnecessary products and services. Wells Fargo has made enough changes for the government to now lift that order. Well, coming up, it's a wild Valentine's Day surprise as a bear wrecks a woman's car in pursuit of
find an opportunity for our company to be more involved and give back to the community where we operate. And Wags and Walks was a perfect opportunity for us to do that because it was a cause that our team cared a lot about.
Between Wags and Walks and Hoffman Brothers, there's a lot of alignment in the values that we have.
.54 is the time. Live look there across Lower Broadway. Tell you what, did not go well last night for the Nashville Predators. I'm pretty sure the Dallas Stars just scored again. 9-2 was the final score. 9-2. Yes, I said 9. 9-2 was the final score last night at Bridgestone Arena in favor of the bad guys from Dallas. We've got more on that game, I'm sure, coming up a little bit later. Yeah, just yikes. All right, one Florida woman could barely believe the surprise that she received on Valentine's Day. Check this out. Cassidy Simons says that she was woken up early Wednesday morning to see this mess outside of her home. It turns out that a bear had destroyed her car at some point during the night. She says that the bear ate her Valentine's Day candy that her boyfriend had put on the front seat. Just trying to be nice, trying to make a surprise. Your girlfriend gets in the car, boom, the candy's right there for you, and the bear comes and takes it. If it wasn't for the destruction, that would be a hard story to believe. But, the bear destruction is pretty distinct.
It's the wilderness version of the dog ate my homework. Like, hey, we tried, but then the bear just kind of gets in the way of your plans. Taking a look here. Speaking of getting in the way of your plans, do you have Friday evening plans? Because if you do, rain coming down mixed in with some snow after that weekend planner itself, 40 degrees for Saturday. Cold takes over. You're going to wake up in the 20s. And potentially, if you're in southern Kentucky, you may even have to work through a little bit of a dusting of snow on the ground from this evening into the first half of tonight. Your Sunday looks much better, 52 degrees and bright sunshine. You want to track that rain coming in later today? I got your solution. There it is on your screen. You can just scan the QR code right there. Download the Fox 17 free Code Red weather app. And right there, you can even go to the App Store or the Google Play Store if scanning the QR code is kind of not your style to get the newest and latest apps on your phone.
Circular traffic for you this morning at 4:56. Let's take a quick look here. If we can, this is going to be on the north side of town. No, excuse me, south side. 65 at Armory Drive there on the south side of town. As you can see, traffic moving there along 100 Oaks. Not too bad at all. We'll let you know if anything does change, but right now, could not ask for better traffic getting out the door. We've got a fresh look at drive times coming up in our 5 o'clock hour, so stay with us. The theme for New York's biggest fashion event of the season, the Met Gala, has now been announced. This year's dress code, the Garden of Time. I don't know what that means, but okay. The gala on the first Monday in May will align with the spring exhibit at the Met's Costume Institute. To date, the gala has brought in more than $220 million for the museum, even though I'm still not sure what the theme means, the Garden of Time. Somebody will explain it, I'm sure. Well, if you have filled up your gas tank this week, you probably noticed it cost you a little bit more than it has in the past. Now, the price of a gallon of gas went up 12 cents over the past week to reach a national average of $3.27. That may come as a bit of a shock since prices haven't moved more than a few cents over the past few months. The good news is there is a reason that these prices are only going to be temporarily high. They have to do with the prices being shut down right now because of a massive BP refinery in Indiana. There's a massive BP refinery in Indiana that has been shut down. It's been offline for more than 2 weeks because of a power outage. They expect once that is repaired, then prices could come down quite a bit. Well, the debate over which city has the best pizza may never come to an end. But researchers say that the city with the most expensive pizza, well, that can be settled right now. According to the real estate website Clever, New York City has the most expensive pizza in the nation. Now, let's be fair for a moment. First of all, the pizza in New York is fantastic. That's number one. Number two, everything in New York is more expensive than just about everywhere else. But people in the Big Apple are paying around $34 for a one-topping, average-sized pizza pie. Okay? Now, you can get it cheaper than that. I've been in New York. You can get it cheaper than that. You don't have to pay $34. Those looking for a single slice of pizza can expect to pay about $3, which is similar to the price of Subway fare. But they also have the dollar slice place there in New York still, so you don't have to pay $3 either. Listen, it's all about hunting around for the best price.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
Do you know someone in your hometown who's a hero to the community? If you do, Fox 17 wants to share their story. Ponce Law and Fox 17 are teaming up to find and award a local hometown hero $1,000. Now, this could be anyone from a veteran to a teacher to a first responder, a pastor, frontline worker, you name it. Anybody doing great things in our community. What you want to do is go to the website poncelaw.com/hometown hero and nominate that hero. Each month, a selected hero right here on Fox 17 News.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
5 o'clock is the time, and now on Fox 17 News this Friday morning. Nashville's mayor proposing a plan that he says could improve how we get around town. Now it's up to voters to make the final call. And a missing deputy found dead in the Tennessee River along with a woman, what crews believe could have happened.
Coming up in a few minutes, I'll let you know the response of people in Millersville following the firing of the fire chief of the Millersville Fire Department.
Good morning and happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on Fox 17 News on a Friday morning. I'm Erica Glover. Jennifer Waddell does have the morning off. We're going to get started now, checking in with our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bovis, because the temperatures, well, they're going to get chilly, Greg. Snow possibly.
So quickly, too. We're going to go from 60s. Low 60s this afternoon to 20s by tomorrow morning. Winter takes over. The clouds have already taken over, but Erica has the bright orange on. Yellow tie is on. We're creating our own sunshine here today because we're not going to get much of it. Cloudy and cold to start. A little bit of a breeze. We had it yesterday. That's kind of been lingering here for us in the meantime. Rain comes in this afternoon, and after that, the more north we get, the better the chance for a little bit of snow. We're talking a dusting here, not the same impact we had on Monday, not even close to it. We're not talking code red weather here for us this morning. Keeping it all clear, just tracking and timing out what you can expect. Not much happens between now and lunchtime. Maybe an isolated little tiny light rain shower, but that's pretty much it until the second half of today. Nothing happening right now. Current temperatures are in the upper 30s, right near 40 degrees on the right side of your screen. We're looking pretty good until that rain moves in. The second you start getting raindrops, temperature begins to drop. We'll go from 64 degrees this afternoon to 28 overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Real big change real quick.
from 60s to 28.
That quick, too.
All right, so certainly traffic is going to be impacted later this evening, but as of right now, we are not having any issues. This is a live look at I-40 at Spence Lane. You can see on your screen we're not seeing any kind of slowdowns, but it's early. So that's certainly going to change over the next couple of hours. We'll check in on your steer clear traffic updates, though, throughout 9 a.m. Let's talk about public transportation in Nashville. The city is now looking to go ahead and dedicate funding for transportation and infrastructure, putting the issue on the November ballot. So how could this impact you? That's a big question. Well, we are taking a live look right here at the Metro station. Okay, very busy area. Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell wants to implement a transportation improvement program. He says to prioritize better sidewalks and safety and traffic. It's an ambitious proposal, and similar one was spearheaded years ago by former Mayor Megan Barry, but then shut down in a referendum. The cost for Mayor O'Connell's plan could be in the billions, he says, over the span, though, of 30 years. Listen right now to Mayor Freddie O'Connell explain how he wants to focus on the essentials.
This plan will not have a $1 billion tunnel under downtown in it. It will not include investments in rail-based transit service that we think is there. This, again, is that focus on sidewalks, signals, safety, and service.
Well, if voters approve, the plan will need a dedicated funding source, which could then mean increasing taxes. The mayor says we will know more details on the funding options come March. And remember this, administration is putting a referendum in front of the voters on November 5th. So it's going to take a while for all of this to pan out. But in the meantime, we do want to know what you think about this. So we're asking a question over on our X account, our Fox Nashville X account. Does Nashville need a transit plan? Overwhelmingly amount of y'all say yes. 76.1% in fact say yes, that is the case. You still have time to go ahead and sound off and let us know what you think about transportation here in Nashville. Again, that's our Fox Nashville X account. We have an East Tennessee update this Friday morning where officers discovered the body of a deputy who disappeared after making an arrest. It's a really unusual story that we shared with you on Thursday, so now we're getting some more details. The Meigs County Sheriff's Office says Deputy R.J. Leonard was found in the Tennessee River along with his patrol car and the body of a woman that he had taken into custody. They say Deputy Leonard was last heard from on Wednesday night. His remains, though, have now been escorted to the Knoxville Regional Medical Examiner's office. After all but one firefighter resigned from the Millersville Fire Department following the firing of the police chief, people in the city are rightfully so worried about response times. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar explaining what they have to say about this and how the department is also responding. Karen, what can you share with us?
Good morning, Erica. Well, people are shocked after finding out that firefighters walked through this door here at the Millersville Fire Department and resigned this week following the firing of the fire chief. People tell Fox 17 News that they are worried that the lack of firefighters will increase delayed response times for things like fires, medical emergencies, and bad wrecks. At this time, the cities of Goodlettsville and White House will help respond to emergencies. I reached out to the Goodlettsville Fire Department for comment. I haven't heard back, but I did speak to the Assistant Fire Chief of the White House Fire Department that says they will help, but they might not have enough resources. Dustin Darnell tells Fox 17 News he just doesn't feel safe at this moment with the lack of firefighters.
I mean, we essentially don't have fire protection now. I know City Hall wants you to believe we do, but one person is not a fire department.
And it's not just people who will be impacted. It'll also be firefighters, according to the White House Fire Department. I'll have more on that coming up in the next half hour. Reporting live in Goodlettsville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Coming up here on Fox 17 News this Friday morning, we have new information about an Antioch shooting that we first shared as breaking.
Additional $1,000 on eligible items and get up to 36 months free financing at Electronic Express.
We've been breathing this.
Lots of people don't realize that mold feeds off moisture in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
8:09 is the time, and we do have an update regarding a deadly shooting that we brought you as breaking news. This was Thursday in Antioch, and now we're getting some more updates from officers. Metro Police identifying the man who was killed. They tell us 34-year-old Stephen Yates from Mount Juliet was shot outside of this warehouse on Old Franklin Road as he was on break and then ran inside. Detectives are now investigating a possible drug motive for this shooting. Police say there is more than one suspect, but they currently don't have anyone in custody. So they are asking that if you know anything about this Antioch shooting, to call Crime Stoppers. We are sharing that number right here on the bottom of your screen. It is 615-742-7463. Now to Operation Crime and Justice. The man accused of murdering an East Tennessee deputy and wounding another during a traffic stop, well, he faced a judge for the first time yesterday. His arrest happening earlier this week. Kenneth DeHart, right here on your screen, is charged with murder, attempted murder, and a weapons charge. Very serious. Blount County deputies arresting DeHart Tuesday in Knoxville after a 5-day manhunt. He is accused of killing Deputy Greg McCowan and shooting Deputy Shelby Eggers. Eggers, though, is now recovering at home. All right, we do want to check in now because if you're waking up, you're thinking, yeah, it's warm outside. It's going to be a warm day, but no.
No, not so much. Not so much at all. But now, I also want to dispel something, Erica, here when it comes down to snow. Think back to Monday, and we went code red for rain and snow. We're not in code red right now, but the word is still in the forecast. This is what we're getting into. If you are north of Nashville and especially into southern Kentucky, a dusting of snow in some spots is possible. What is a dusting? Quite literally that. Do you ever have, that countertop or that, TV stand that you don't dust for a couple of weeks? You look at it and you go, oh, that's how much snow we're talking here. It's not going to be a big deal here. It will be easily removed by the end of the weekend. So just keep that in mind. This is not a high impact situation whatsoever. The rain, much more of a thing that we have to watch out for because it will be inconvenient for the afternoon drive. An isolated light shower possible this morning, but here's 2 p.m. through 5 o'clock. Right in the middle of the afternoon, that rain moves in, then cold air follows. 62 this afternoon, 20s by tomorrow morning.
Greg, I appreciate how you explained a dusting of snow.
Think about it. We all have that little area that we haven't dusted in a while.
I get it.
Yeah.
All right, let's take another look at your traffic this morning. This is a live look at I-24 over at Walden Road. The camera messing up a little bit, but listen, there are no issues as of right now to tell you about. Giving you the green light, again, this is I-24 over at Walden Road. Well, after the break, we do have some more updates from Kansas City after they deal with a mass shooting at the Super Bowl celebrations. What we're hearing of
family $8.49 with coupon. Select So Denim for $12.74 with coupon and 20% off floor care. Plus, take an extra 15% off other finds and earn Kohl's Cash at Kohl's.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by U.S. Pest Protection.
Welcome back. 5:14 is the time, and right now we're trying to show you a live look right here at Nissan Stadium, and we're talking about the chilly temperatures going from the 60s to the 20s. But on a positive note, we are 32 days away from spring, so just hold tight. We're going to have your full forecast, though, and how you can plan ahead for your weekend in a couple of minutes. We do want to bring you up to speed, though, about Kansas City, because the shooting over there during the Chiefs Super Bowl parade that killed a radio DJ and injured 21 other people. Well, of course, that community is still reeling, and we're getting some more updates. A candlelight vigil was held just last night, the community coming out to support the victims. And listen, half of those victims younger than 16. Police say they have also detained 2 juveniles and found several guns. They shared a third person who was not involved. They're now saying the shooting may have been part of some sort of dispute. We're going to have some more updates, though, coming up later throughout our newscast. The FBI informant who shared derogatory information about President Biden and his son, Hunter, has been detained on felony false statement and obstruction charges. 43-year-old Alexander Smirnoff was arrested at an airport over in Las Vegas. This happened Wednesday. Well, he made his first court appearance Thursday. If convicted, he faces up to 25 years in prison. The development could undermine congressional Republicans' claims that Biden family is corrupt. The alleged false statements include that Bidens were paid millions by executives associated with Ukrainian energy companies. The backstory on a bill to ban the sale of cold beer at convenience markets and grocery stores across the state is one that we're sharing with you this Friday morning. Well, the bill's sponsor, State Representative Ron Gant, of Pipperton was nearly killed by a drunk driver 2 years ago. So we're showing you that photo there. And he still walks with a cane. His bill would make buying beer and drinking it immediately less attractive to some. House leaders concede this bill is going to have an uphill battle, though, but they do support the idea behind it. This bill is currently on hold in the House, but has already cleared a couple of hurdles in our state Senates. 5:16, do you want to check back in, though, because Thursday, beautiful weather. I turned my AC on again. I was
Sometimes
sweating.
you got to.
Yeah, but we're not going to be sweating tomorrow.
No, we're going to be the complete opposite. Also, one good little hint here. If you have turned on the AC and you've kind of gone from one to the other, kill the AC completely for a little bit before you put the heat on. If you go back and forth between both of them, it can give your actual air conditioner a little bit of an issue sometimes.
News you can use.
So there you go. Also, look at your screen right now. The bigger the word, the better the chance you get what is on your screen. So rain, it's pretty big there. Snow, itty bitty. Really small chance for some snow here today. Not like what we saw on Monday, by no means like what we saw on Monday. Rain does return this afternoon, though. My big thing is the cold we just talked about. We're going to be in the 60s again today. Primo afternoon temperatures. Tomorrow morning, not so good. Wind chills in the low 20s. So that rain brings in the cold very quickly. Small snow chance, especially north of Nashville, mainly into southern Kentucky. Today will not be a high impact event. Erica just mentioned 32 days until spring. We're also working our way to longer daylight when it comes to sunsets. Those push way into the 6 o'clock into 7 o'clock hours at night because of daylight saving time that starts on March 10th. 6:51 will be that sunset. Today it's 5:28. But we get to the end of next month, Easter time, which is March 31st. The bunny is a hopping and happy. Look at 7:08 will be our sunset at the end of March. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast. And once we get done with the rain today, which does start to come in this afternoon, ends the first half of tonight. Temperatures plummet, 40 degrees tomorrow, 23 tomorrow night, 52 on Sunday. Sunday, a good day, just not nearly as warm as what we've been used to the past, 4 or 5 days.
Steer clear traffic as you get out there this morning. Let's take a quick look here north of town. This is going to be 65 at Bethel Road. This is as you make your way down from Robertson County out there, just north of Millersville. Everything rolling along just fine. This can be an area, though, where we see some backup, especially with 18-wheelers. A lot of them use this corridor to get up and down the streets. But right now, we're doing okay. Let's take a look at the overall drive times. They look like this. Mount Juliet in at 26 minutes. Murfreesboro, 49 minutes. Franklin, 27 minutes in from the south side. When things change, we'll be here to let you know.
The suicides of nearly 200 inmates could have been prevented. That's according to a new watchdog report on the Bureau of Prisons. Now Fox 17 News' Janae Bowens has an in-depth look at the agency's failures.
More than 150,000 inmates are in federal prisons for drugs, weapons, sex offenses, and the list goes on. But no matter the crime, many are calling for safer conditions for inmates, especially following the high-profile prison deaths of notorious gangster Whitey Bulger and financier sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
There were shortcomings in BOP staff's emergency responses, ranging from a lack of urgency in responding to failure to bring or use appropriate emergency equipment.
A new report from the Department of Justice Office of the Inspector General shows multiple failures by the Bureau of Prisons that contributed to the deaths of 344 federal inmates between 2014 and 2021. They died by homicide, accidentally, drug overdoses, and unknown causes. The biggest issue, 187 inmates died by suicide.
We also found instances of potentially inappropriate mental health care level assignments for some inmates who died by suicide, as well as deficiencies in staff completion of required mental health assessments.
On top of that, at least 86 of those inmates died after staff failed to conduct required rounds or inmate counts.
I worked kind of alongside correction officers, and they definitely had, them doing double shifts.
Dayshell Barco says she saw the same issues during her time as a counselor at a state prison. Staffing shortages a big issue there and at the federal level, too.
You're already on alert just being in that setting, and so it could definitely wear on a person. So I could see where there's less important duties happening when people are exhausted.
The Inspector General report includes 12 recommendations, including proper evaluations for mental health. The Bureau of Prisons says they need to improve and is dedicated to ensuring the safety of all inmates. In Washington, Janae Bowens.
Janae, thank you so much for that report. Coming up.
Rogue and Pathfinders, the most popular SUVs in Middle Tennessee with low 1.9% financing up to 60 months. Plus a $1,500 trade-in assist for any SUV trade. Trade-in assist cash now at North Nashville's Nissan of Rivergate in Madison.
5:23 is the time this morning. Nashville transportation leaders are thinking about restricting the number of pedal taverns out there on the streets of downtown. Now, believe it or not, there's only 26 of those taverns rolling around downtown, but some people say that's way too many because they can restrict traffic because of their slower pace. Plus, some people say they're disturbing as so many people go, woo, flying by there on the streets of Nashville. Yes, I said woo at 5:23 in the morning. However, one attorney says that the new law could be unfair to the company that he represents because they've been good faith actors for all these years, and to have their permits pulled in the middle of their business would be very unfair since the city encouraged this growth to begin with.
They wanted to attract talent to downtown and tourism, and they did that. And so it's very difficult for them to be in business and operating for 10 plus years to now be faced with a reduction in the overall number of their permits, particularly considering when just this past year there were over 90 permits issued for another type of use.
Now, no final decision has been made with this as of yet. The city says they want to make sure they have as much flexibility as possible to make a determination.
5:24 your time. Looking ahead, we're almost to the weekend. One more day that'll hit 60 this afternoon. Then rain moves in, a few snowflakes, and cold really is the big story for the weekend itself. Nothing falling from the sky once you wake up tomorrow, other than maybe a snowflake or two from the lingering event we have today. But you're going to wake up in the 20s. So keep that in mind. After we're done with Saturday early in the morning, we'll stay fairly cloudy to begin the day and then break up the clouds throughout the afternoon and evening. And then Sunday back to some sunshine, 52 degrees. Sunday is a sunglasses kind of a day. Today is a grab your umbrella for later on this afternoon type of a situation. Take a look. You can go to our X pages, Twitter.com, to find out what the latest weather is going to be throughout the day. We'll be posting stuff throughout the day when the rain begins to move in and let you know what's moving in your direction before it gets to you. You can also go to Facebook. Go to my Facebook page right there, the top pinned post. It's a little postal worker. That's my dog. If you want to send in your dog of the day, you can just go to that post right there. Speaking of dog of the day, we're going to meet our little four-legged friend next half hour coming up in one of your checks of your forecast. So stick with us.
Steer clear traffic this morning gets us to 526 and takes us over to BNA. This is Nashville International Airport. You can see out there, travel is moving along just fine. Traffic backing up just a little bit as you take that off ramp there for BNA. Nashville International Airport there. Doing okay so far, though, with some of that drive. Let's take a look at other areas of town. This is I-24 near Hickory Hollow Parkway. You can see that drive doing just fine, making your way into town there this morning. No big holdups or slow ups out there that's going to get in your way. Overall drive times looking very nice so far. 26 in from Mount Juliet, 49 in from Murfreesboro, 27 minutes in from Franklin. All of these times, every single one will continue to rise as we continue on this morning. So we'll be here to watch it for you and let you know exactly what we find with Steer Clear traffic live and local through 9. Want to remind you, this drive coming in from Rutherford County can be especially slow when we get into our 7 o'clock hour. At one point yesterday, it was an hour and a half getting in from Murfreesboro to Nashville. Well, coming up, a proposal from lawmakers to make gun safety a requirement in some Tennessee.
You are smart, smarty pants.
You gotta unleash the power.
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Mid-State Representative Mark Green is not running for re-election. Why he's making the move. And the grocery tax holiday may be a thing of the past. We're asking lawmakers, why is that the case? Greg.
Waking up this morning, we are calm and cold again, but this afternoon we'll go from 60s, then bring in rain, snow, and 20s before this time tomorrow morning. I'll have to break down on your forecast, Erica.
Nope. I'm shaking my head. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Friday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover. Jennifer Waddell has the morning off. We're going to get straight to Greg because did you hear that number? We're going from 60s to 20s to what? Snow?
Yep, all those things are going to happen here. Now think back to Monday and how the things set up throughout the day. We started off okay, rain moved in, clap or two of thunder, and then we had snow. The setup is the same. We'll start with some decent temperatures. We'll have rain that moves in, and then a few snowflakes in the backside. The setup is the same. The impact could not be different. Do not go and clear the shelves at the grocery store. You don't have to. But you might be using the heat in the house again for sure because winter does stop by. Just for a couple of days, winter's taking a weekend vacation to Middle Tennessee. That's what we're going to see. What are we watching? Next rain chance? Well, that moves in today. Scattered showers, chance of light snow very late today. Southern Kentucky into even a couple areas right along the state line in Middle Tennessee could see some dusting of snow situations happening here overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. It's not going to be a high impact event. We're not raiding the grocery stores. It's not going to be that kind of case. 64 degrees today, 28 by tomorrow morning, 40. If we're lucky, that's where we're at tomorrow. Most of us will be in the upper 30s for high temperatures on your Saturday and only 52 on Sunday.
Circular traffic, let's get you to Vietnam Veterans Boulevard at I-65 here. We are dealing with a crash over on the shoulder. At one point, this had multiple lanes shut down there on the interstate. Now we're down to just one lane there on the outside as you make your way, looks like towards Vietnam Vet. So this is going to be 65 going northbound towards Rivergate, towards Hendersonville, towards Goodlettsville is where this crash is located there on the shoulder of the road. The best way to steer clear if you would like is Gallatin Road, but in all honesty, there's no reason to do so as of yet. The traffic backup is not that big in this area yet. We're going to be taking a look at other areas of town. As soon as we get more details about this crash, we'll be sure to let you know.
Justin, thank you. Let's talk about politics now because Tennessee U.S. Representative Mark Green making headlines this week after announcing that he will not run for re-election. Green was a driving force behind the recent impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. He pointed to that success as one of the reasons that he is now ready to return to Tennessee. Green also telling Fox 17 News that he is committed to getting a Republican back in the White House this year. So then we asked, hey, what are your next steps? We also asked him about a potential run for governor. Listen to what he had to say.
I'm not making any announcements, but I do think that the fight for our country is not so much here in D.C. for me. It's kind of with D.C. because Washington has gobbled up power from the states, and it's time for the states to really start pushing back harder. And Tennessee needs to push back harder.
Well, Green has served since 2019 in the 7th Congressional District, which was redrawn in 2022, and then it included a large portion of Nashville. Moving on to crisis in the classroom, a series of stories here on Fox 17 News. There is a bill to require firearms safety classes to be taught in public schools that is now moving forward. The measure would require the Department of Education to work with the Safety Department and Fish and Wildlife to go ahead and determine the right grade to begin. Classes, we're told, would begin next fall, and curriculum would include safe handling and storage, but it would not involve live ammo. Imagine your local fire department dropping down to just one firefighter. It's a reality over in Millersville that's certainly raising concerns. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar live at the Millersville Fire Department to tell us more. And Karen, one fire department says, yeah, they're willing to help out. That's right, correct?
Yeah, that's right. One fire department is willing to help out since the firing of the Millersville fire chief. This is his parking spot right here, or was. But since his firing, as you mentioned, there is only one firefighter left who will be coming out of those doors at any given time when he's available, of course, to try to put out fires, help with medical emergencies, and help out with bad wrecks. Now, at this time, the Goodlettsville Fire Department and the White House Fire Department is helping provide firefighters to assist the Millersville Fire Department. But I spoke with the Assistant Fire Chief, Rob Brewer, from the White House Fire Department, who says there just isn't enough firefighters. They have 7 firefighters at a shift at a time. and they're just not able to provide all of that help that may be needed, especially to put out massive fires. Brewer tells me that at least 20 firefighters are needed on scene to put out a massive fire. So you can imagine the concern of people for their safety, and not just people. He tells me firefighters should be worried as well. Take a listen.
It could potentially have a negative effect on them because, you overwork them, ask too much of them, or, sometimes if you just don't have enough people, you're just going to have to pull back. You can only do so much with what you have.
So this is a massive strain for the White House Fire Department, along with people. I also reached out to the Goodletts Fire Department, who hasn't responded to me for comment yet. It's early, so we're working on getting their comment as well. And in the meantime, the city's attorney tells Fox 17 News that they're in the process of hiring new firefighters. We'll let you know where they stand on that when they let us know. Reporting live in Goodlettsville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Grocery prices are sky high, and now we're facing another financial hurdle. The grocery tax holiday that we enjoyed the past few years here in Tennessee, well, it's likely going away. This story certainly catching my attention. Last year, groceries were tax-free for 3 months, saving us roughly $180 million. But there's no money for that in Governor Bill Lee's proposed budget. The legislature, they could add it, but House leaders say it's just not in the cards. If you want to read more about this story, go to fox17.com. Drug shortages are making life complicated for some Americans, and now one group is stepping in. And coming
when you're paying the lowest price in town for your repairs.
Your words soothe like the summer breeze.
Visit budgetbreaks.com for locations and coupons.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Southeast Financial Credit Union.
5:39 is the time here on Fox 17 News this Friday morning. If your pharmacy is out of your generic drug, you are likely not alone. Federal regulators are now looking into what is behind all the shortages. The Federal Trade Commission and the Department of Health and Human Services launching a full-on investigation. Now leaders say, they plan to look at drug purchasing and wholesale companies to see if they're disrupting the supply chain. And they want to hear from the public. And they have issued a request for more information. So stand by for more updates with that story. Hey, we're also learning more about the plans for Nashville's newest honky tonk. Have you heard about this? Morgan Wallen announcing that, he's going to be opening his very own bar, and it's happening this summer. It's going to be located right here on 4th Avenue, and we do understand it's going to be called This Bar and Tennessee Kitchen. Okay. The singer says the 6-story live music venue is going to feature 3 stages, 6 bars, and of course, an open-air rooftop. Gotta have that. If you want some more updates about that story and a timeline of when it's set to open, go to fox17.com and search Morgan Wallen. Hey, this weekend, Greg, I don't think it's going to be rooftop weather.
No, not by any means. And at least that's a bar name where you know what you're getting. This Bar and Tennessee Kitchen. You're getting a bar and a kitchen, so there you go. We're not hiding anything there. Taking a look here. This is the bottom line of what to expect. Definitely not rooftop weather this weekend, either day, Saturday or Sunday, unless you are really bundled up. Sunday would be better than Saturday if that's what you do want to get into, though. Mainly a rain event today. We're talking maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain. So not aggressive rainfall totals, nowhere near flooding stages or any of that. A few storms are possible, but no severe weather. No one in the entire country has a risk for severe weather today. So that's not just us. Anywhere you may be traveling or folks coming into town, you should be okay on that front. Light snow showers, though, possible very late tonight into tomorrow morning. Little to no accumulation. Not going to be like Monday where you get the big, wet, heavy snowflakes that give you a little stack up here. That's not what we're going to be working with this weekend. Taking a look here, overall, future track does bring in the possibility of an isolated shower leading through 9 a.m., especially far northwest of the Nashville area. Clouds do take over in the coming hours, and then here we are, 2 p.m. to 5 o'clock, run-of-the-mill rain. Some decent downpours and a weak thunderstorm or two cannot be ruled out during the afternoon. Then the evening, this moves out toward our southern counties and the Cumberland Plateau by 6 p.m. Most of the rain is out of here by 9 o'clock, but you see the pinks and the blues. Southern Kentucky and far northern Middle Tennessee, a dusting of snow cannot be ruled out tonight into tomorrow. The cold really is the bigger story. 62 degrees later on this afternoon, 20s by tomorrow morning.
Clear traffic still takes us here to the north side of town. This is going to be I-65 and Vietnam Veterans Boulevard, dealing with a crash over here on the shoulder of the road. This is going northbound, we believe, towards the Rivergate area, towards Hendersonville. So heads up. Crews will be getting out of here relatively soon, we believe. They had to force all of the traffic over and shut down 2 lanes at the beginning of this crash. But now as we get down towards the end, things are starting to free up in a big way, and we're glad to see that. Here's I-40 at Spence Lane coming in from the east side of town, also looking wonderful out there as far as that drive is concerned. We'll continue to watch other areas of town, give you updates as soon as we get them.
Justin, thanks. Coming up, Ford says the United Auto Workers strike has impacted their manufacturing.
Madison.
Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast bake goodness into your morning. Choose a biscuit with sausage and egg, biscuit and gravy, or a country fried steak biscuit. Any two, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
5:46 is the time. We are following breaking news when it comes to international news this Friday morning. Russia's prison agency says that imprisoned opposition leader Alexei Navalny has died. The Federal Prison Service said in a statement that Navalny felt sick after a walk and then lost consciousness. They also say that an ambulance arrived to go ahead and try to revive him, but he later died. There was no immediate confirmation, though, on Navalny's death from his team. We do know he was 47 years old. Even though in some parts of the country it hardly feels like spring, especially this weekend here in Middle Tennessee, we have now entered spring's peak home buying selling season. Ivan Rodriguez breaking down what you need to know if you're planning to be in the market this year.
The home buying season is already upon us, and experts say if you're in the market, don't wait around too long for better prices or rates.
It's always a difficult call in terms of timing. As a consumer, just be on the lookout. If a right home within the right budget shows up, maybe go for it.
Mortgage rates are down from their highs last fall, hovering around 6.6% since December, resulting in less uncertainty and improving affordability for home buyers. In fact, homeowner optimism is at its highest level since March of 2022, according to a survey by Fannie Mae.
This year, more inventory will be showing on the market. That's definitely good for consumers, seeing more choices.
If you're planning to buy this spring, experts suggest building a home buying team consisting of an agent, lender, and even a title company, because each part is crucial in what can be a complicated multi-month process.
The home buying process is not a simple decision.
Agents also advise people to search for homes knowing what their conservative monthly payment is, making it easier to move other variables like price, location, or condition of a house in order to have the best chances to buy the home. The key, experts say, is be flexible and have your financial house ready to go.
You want to show that you have the financial capacity, and getting that mortgage approved letter certainly demonstrates the financial capacity to make the move.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
A stray dog found with a zip tie over its mouth, adopted by the same officer who rescued him. Just a heartwarming story here. Zeus is a Doberman who was found with his snout zip-tied shut. The South Bend, Indiana Police Department sending officers to respond. It was last week. Now Zeus has a forever home with those who rescued him. Look at this video, just giving you a story that is going to start off your Friday on a right note. Northcutt says that she had an immediate bond with this dog and went through the adoption process after introducing him to her other dogs. She also says a different officer should be sent to help the next pet before she runs out of room, Greg, to adopt even more animals. Now, I have a Doberman, so that story really hit close to home.
Hits close to home indeed, yeah. I mean, if you don't love a four-legged friend, that's fine. If you don't have one, that's fine too. But you know, when you see stories like this, it's just the humanity behind it.
Yeah, I have a question too. I know that some folks have messaged me. When are we going to get some more Dog of the Day posts?
We're having one in about 5 minutes from right now.
All right.
Cooking it up right now, and it's a doggo that was in the snow.
Yes.
Because we have some snow in the forecast, so it kind of is just very appropriate. Also, I rarely ever show this graphic because it's kind of an old school thing here. You know, the almanac, what was our high, what was our low. You've already been outside, but this was yesterday. And I'm showing it because it's a little significant. We were at 69 degrees in the middle of February. Now, we didn't break a record. The record is 77, but still, 69 degrees yesterday, 20s overnight tonight. That's where we're at. The normal temperature should be at 54. So that's kind of the flux of temperature here between one day to the next. Looking downtown, not much happening for us right now this morning. We're starting off upper 30s and low 40s right side of your screen. Let's work you into and out of the weekend. 40 degrees. Temperature tomorrow, 52 on Sunday. The mornings will be chilly. Just keep that in mind. We get better. We get warmer for Monday, 58. No rain any of these days. Really, today is the weather maker day, and then everything calms down well above average on your Tuesday at 60 degrees. The clouds breaking up day by day for us here. More sun than anything else. Sunday through Thursday of next week. The next weather maker won't be until late Thursday into Friday of next week after today's rain.
Circular traffic, we've got improving conditions out there on the road north of town. Let's get you to I-65 near Vietnam Vets. This area was full of emergency workers a short time ago. They have gotten those workers out of there now that that crash has cleared there on the north side. That is certainly great news as you make your way down from Rivergate and all points to the north side. We're going to tell you about other areas of town. There could be some trouble spots coming up here a little bit later.
Ford CEO Jim Farley says the company will, quote, think carefully about where it builds vehicles in the future. This comes after the United Auto Workers' 6-week strike that happened last year. Farley making the comments at an auto conference just yesterday. He says the strike changed Ford's relationship with the union. The White House press secretary also adding that the Biden administration does take these comments very seriously. Well, after the break, a wild Valentine's Day surprise sale.
It's the Electronic Express huge President's Day sale. Get up to 40% off in every department. 4K TVs, appliances, computers, and more. Plus, save up to an additional $1,000 on eligible items. And get up to 36 months free financing at Electronic Express.
Welcome back. 5:54 is the time this Friday morning. Taking a live look at the Nashville skyline. And listen, we're going from, well, 69 degrees yesterday to the 20s and possible, well, dusting of snow, depending on where you are in Middle Tennessee this weekend. It's a lot to come to grips with, but don't worry. We're going to check in now with Greg for the full forecast and a pretty cute dog of the day.
Yes, we have Cooper here now. We're going to get some snowflakes later, but not necessarily like what you see in this photo here. Now, I can't tell if Cooper is just living the best life or is kind of like, okay, Catherine, Mom, can I go back inside now? I think living the best life. I think that, you know, Cooper deserves a treat today. I think all the doggos out there do on a Friday. Taking a look here, your forecast. 9 a.m., 47 degrees, still dry, 59 degrees at noon. We do warm up decently today to 62 at 3 p.m., but after that, a band of rain moves in, a few showers and thunderstorms track to the area this afternoon into this evening, and that will bring in much colder air very quickly. So if you're finding the best hours to get out for a dog walk, everything before lunchtime looks good. Everything after it may require an umbrella. It's going to start in the northwest, the rain will, and move through the Nashville area and then down toward the southeast throughout the afternoon and evening hours. I want your photos, though. How do you send them in? My little mail carrier there. Obi, you're on the couch right now. It's my dog. Get up. Yeah, I need you to send some photos this way. Go to Facebook, meteorologist Greg Bobus, find that pinned post, and just leave your name, where you're from, dog's name, and a nice photo. Taking a look to our north. Thankfully, we're not there. They've got winter weather advisories for a good chunk of the Midwest into the northeastern states. Really, for us, not much happening right now. We'll track that incoming weather maker in a few minutes.
Still clear traffic for you. Let's get out to I-40 at White Bridge Road. Dealing with a couple of issues out there involving 18-wheelers. There's a couple there on the shoulder of the road sleeping the morning away before they continue on with their westbound journey. So just watch out for them as they get out and about on the roads there in West Nashville. Other than that, drive time's looking wonderful as we get into our 6 o'clock hour. Kingston Springs, nice and even at 26, 53 from Murfreesboro, 27 from Hendersonville.
Well, one Florida woman could barely believe the Valentine's Day surprise that we're going to show you right here, okay? Look. Yeah, the car owner says she woke up early Wednesday morning to see a mess in her driveway. You can see the damage. A bear destroyed her vehicle. That's a hot mess. Okay, the bear reportedly got inside the car because the bear wanted to enjoy some Valentine's Day candy left right there on the front seat. Not a good idea. Let's talk entertainment news. The theme for New York's biggest fashion event of the season, the Met Gala, has been announced. This year's dress code is The Garden of Time. I'm not sure what that means, but go ahead. The gala on the first Monday of May will align with the spring exhibit at the Met's Costume Institute. To date, just to let you know, this gala, it has brought in more than $220 million for the museum, which is the reason they have it in the first place. All about getting that money in there. If you have filled up your gas tank this week, you'll likely notice that it cost you more. I did. The price of a gallon of gas went up 12 cents over the past week to reach a national average of $3.27. Now, the good news is the reason should only be temporarily behind why the prices increased. Highly influencing prices right now is the shutdown of a massive BP refinery over in Indiana. It's been offline for more than 2 weeks because of a power outage, but experts say that issue should be resolved pretty soon. And we all want to save some money, especially heading into the weekend. So we're making it easy for you to find the lowest gas prices in your area. All you have to do is go to fox17.com and click on the Fox Fuel gauge to find the lowest prices closest to you. The debate over which city has the best pizza, it might not ever come to an end, but there is new research that says this particular city has the most expensive pizza. According to the real estate website Clever, New York has the most expensive pizza in the nation. All right, folks in the Big Apple are paying about, what? $34 for a one-topping average-sized pizza. Oh, no. For those looking for just a single slice, pizza lovers can go ahead and expect to pay about $3, which is similar to the price of a Subway fare. Okay, that really surprises me. I'm so interested in this particular story. I love pizza, but I certainly am not going to pay $34 for a pizza pie. All right, if you want to find out the best places that you can check out for pizza, I know we have some restaurant updates over on fox17.com. Right now, though, we want to take a look at this weather situation. Look at this. I want to get Greg's mic to turn on.
Oh, it's on.
This is over in New York. They got a snowy situation. And listen, we are expected to see a dusting. Nothing like this.
No, not even close what they're seeing out there. So thankfully, they can keep it. We had ours earlier in the week, so they're dealing with it right now. But back home, we're looking really good to go.
I want to ask our producer, do y'all know exactly where this is in New York? Ah, okay. Say it one more time for me. Saranac Lake. Have you heard of that, Greg?
Not personally. But I believe it's out there, though. You can't see it because the snow's all over the place, but yeah.
Hey, well, listen, we're going to take some more live looks of the snow in other parts of the country. Again, not going to happen here in Middle Tennessee. Stay with us, though. Our 6 o'clock hour is starting right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Coming up in a few minutes, people react to the lack of firefighters at the Millersville Fire Department.
And we are waking up one more time, upper 30s to low 40s. We're tracking the next weather maker. It's only a few hours away until rain and then some snowflakes come down. We'll time it in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-40 at Church Street over on the West Loop. Things moving along fine. We've already had a couple of issues already earlier this morning. I'll explain coming up in a few.
We want to start, though, by thanking you for waking up with us here bright and early on Fox 17 News this Friday morning. I'm Erica Glover. Jennifer Waddell does have the morning off. We're going to get started with an update. Crews over in East Tennessee say the body of a deputy who disappeared after making an arrest. That body has been discovered. The Meigs County Sheriff's Office says Deputy R.J. Leonard was found in the Tennessee River along with his patrol car and the body of a woman he had taken into custody. They say Deputy Leonard was last heard from Wednesday night, and his remains have now been escorted over to the Knoxville Regional Medical Examiner's Office. If you want to read some more updates about that story, go to fox17.com. Metro Police say they have also arrested a man seen in a carjacked vehicle and taken a gun, drugs, and key fobs from this car. Detectives arresting 19-year-old Nathan Lewell Wednesday night. Now, they say he was spotted in a Nissan that was stolen in an armed carjacking less than a week ago. Lewell has previous felony convictions. He is now in police custody. It's always our goal here at Fox 17 News to keep you in the know. So if you want some more reporting on local and national issues delivered right to your inbox, you can do so by signing up for our daily newsletter. It's over at the homepage of fox17.com. Let's get to a big story, the weather. People trying to make their weekend plans, Greg.
And we can make the plans. Just make sure you know what you have to wear when you get outside to be comfortable, because we've been so blessed with the 60s for the last several days that maybe a 40-degree high tomorrow, but likely 30s. That's going to catch you off guard if you're not prepared for it. Cloudy and cold to start off the weekend. A bit of a breeze both days. Rain, though, does come marching in today, this afternoon toward the evening, and a little bit of snow to the north. The ... is the biggest thing here with what's after it. Little to no impact. Do not worry about a high impact, everything is covered situation. We're going to have a dusting at best. All clear when it comes to code red, but we are tracking that rain and snow. It could slow you down a little bit here for the evening commute. It'll be liquid at that point. We're not talking about anything when it comes to snow until well after the drive home later today. 9 a.m. into the early stages of the afternoon. Southern Kentucky and our far northwestern Middle Tennessee counties, the possibility for a light shower. But taking a look here, this is 2 p.m. We're just getting the wheels turning here on Future Track. We're going to stop it right there, pick it right back up in about 5 minutes, and work you through the rest of today and your weekend.
Circular traffic this morning takes us over to I-40 near Church Street. That's over on the West Loop. You can see for yourself the traffic over there in that situation really doing well so far this morning over there close to Nashville Electric Service and other parts of the neighborhood we now call Capitol View. Hey, how about that? We just create one right over there on the south side of north side, in this case, of downtown. We're doing fine is my overall point. Here's I-24 close to the Waldron Road exit there in Laverne. Also doing well out there this morning. Overall drive times are all in the green, at least for right now. This is after several cars stalled out earlier in the morning, but right now we're doing much better.
All right, let's talk about driving, though. Public transportation in Nashville. The city is looking to go ahead and create dedicated funding for transportation and also talking about infrastructure, putting the issue on the November ballot. So we're taking a live look at the Metro Bus Barn. Very busy over there. Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell wants to implement a transportation improvement program. He says prioritizing better sidewalks, safety, and traffic. An ambitious proposal years ago was spearheaded by former Mayor Megan Barry, but shut down in a referendum. The cost for Mayor Freddie O'Connell's plan, it could be in the billions, but he said it would span over 30 years. The mayor talking about this yesterday, explaining how his plan focuses on the essentials. Listen now.
This plan will not have a $1 billion tunnel under downtown in it. It will not include investments in rail-based transit service that we think is there. This again is that focus on sidewalks, signals, safety, and service.
All right, so if voters approve, the plan will need a dedicated funding source, which could mean increasing taxes. The mayor says we will know more details on the funding options come March. Remember, though, this administration is putting a referendum in front of voters on November 5th. So months to come before we get any kind of answers about this. But we do want to know what you think about this. So we're asking over on our Fox Nashville X account, does Nashville need a transit plan? 76% of you all say, yeah, Nashville does need a transit plan. There's still plenty of time to sound off. Again, that's over at our Fox Nashville X account. Imagine your local fire department dropping down to just one firefighter. It's a reality over in Millersville that is certainly raising some concerns. Well, Fox 17 News getting some answers. Karen Aguilar, what can you tell us?
Good morning, Erica. Well, people were shocked to know that all but one firefighter walked through this door here at the Millersville Fire Department to resign following the firing of the fire chief. People tell Fox 17 News that they are worried the lack of firefighters will delay response times for house fires, medical emergencies, and bad wrecks. At this time, the cities of Goodlettsville and the White House will help respond to emergencies. The Goodlettsville Fire Department hasn't responded to me yet, but I did speak to Rob Brewer, the Assistant Fire Chief of the White House Fire Department. He says they will help, but they might not have enough resources. Dustin Darnell tells Fox 17 News he just doesn't feel safe at this moment.
I mean, we essentially don't have fire protection now. I know City Hall wants you to believe we do, but one person is not a fire department.
The city attorney tells Fox 17 News that they are in the process of hiring new firefighters.
A line of F-150s plus 1.9% financing for 72 months available. Some scratched, some didn't, some not, but all with big savings. Town & Country Ford in Madison.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Ponce Law.
6:09 is the time. The Tennessee Department of Agriculture says that the number of farmers and farmland across the state is continuing to drop. The department says it is more likely that children of farmers will sell the land to real estate developers than take up the family business for themselves when we talk about farming. Now, one state representative from Memphis asked a question earlier this week about growing marijuana in the state. If the state made it legal, what kind of impact could it have when it comes to agriculture? The commissioner was having a hard time finding the exact words. Watch.
How would legal marijuana grow benefit the agriculture economy in Tennessee?
Madam Chair, can I? Boy, that's a tough question. You would think that it should benefit farmers, but in some states it hasn't turned out that way. So it's got a potential of being a boom for growers and farmers, but that's not a given.
That exchange continued on a little bit further than that. We're going to show you that a little bit later. By the way, recreational marijuana is legal to grow and use in 24 states and Washington, D.C. It does not seem the state of Tennessee is ready to join that list as of yet.
Looking at your Fox 17 Code Red forecast, not Code Red weather in terms of any dangerous weather coming our way or dangerous cold, just some showers and thunderstorms. As promised, here we were, 2 p.m. Rain beginning to move into southern Kentucky and also northwest counties here in Middle Tennessee. 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. The majority of our steady rainfall right in the heart of Middle Tennessee, and it continues to go down to the south and the east through 6 o'clock and then through 9 o'clock. Look at this on the backside of the rain that we get. 9 p.m. Cold air quickly takes over. We'll have temperatures go from the 60s this afternoon to the 30s by the time we reach 9 p.m. That means a little winter mix possible in the Nashville north area towards southern Kentucky. A dusting of snow by tomorrow morning cannot be ruled out in the forecast. Everything dries back out for the rest of the weekend, and then just stays on the colder side. 62 degrees today, 40 tomorrow, 52 degrees on Saturday. Cold mornings. We'll focus on temperature outlooks coming up in the next check of your forecast in about 8 minutes from right now. Justin?
Steer clear traffic for you this morning at 6:12. Let's take a quick look at what we are dealing with out there. This is going to be I-65 at Trinity Lane there on the north side of town. As you can see, traffic out there moving along very nicely as you make that drive in from the north side. No big problems there. Here is I-40 near Broadway, also looking very nice out there this morning. And again, so far, no significant problems. We found some minor things here and there, disabled vehicles, things like that, but nothing that's causing big slowdowns out there on the interstate. So that is certainly good news. We've got the latest drive times coming up here for you in the next few minutes. Also coming up, firefighters in Los Angeles caught in an explosion as their truck responded to a fire. It's like something out of a television show. We've got the very latest coming up here in a few.
% financing up to 60 months. Plus a $1,500 trade-in assist for any SUV trade. Trade-in assist cash now at North Nashville's Nissan of Rivergate in Madison.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Sarah Chevrolet Buick GMC of Nashville.
In national news now on Fox 17 News this Friday morning, we're learning more about a disastrous explosion. This one happening over in Los Angeles. 9 firefighters, take a look at this, were heard while putting out flames from a semi-fire. This is all that is left of that truck. Man, that's hard to believe. 2 100-gallon tanks of compressed natural gas. That's what they were dealing with. The fire captain says one exploded.
That explosion was significant. The ball of flame was as high as these telephone poles, and it actually did explode one of the transformers nearby.
Oh my goodness, as high as the telephone poles. Well, 2 of the firefighters are in critical condition now. The FBI informant who shared derogatory information about President Biden and his son Hunter has now been detained on felony false statement and also obstruction charges. Learning more about this, 43-year-old Alexander Smirnoff was arrested at an airport over in Las Vegas Wednesday. He made his first court appearance, though, yesterday, and if convicted, he does face up to 25 years in prison. The development, though, could undermine congressional Republicans' claims that the Biden family is corrupt. The alleged false statements also, we understand, include that the Bidens were paid millions by executives associated with a Ukrainian energy company. We're sticking with politics to let you know the first of several criminal trials against former President Donald Trump are officially scheduled for next month, meaning he will be tied up in the courtroom just as the primary season ramps up. What does that mean for voters? Rebecca Castor has more.
It's not the decision Donald Trump and his legal team were hoping for Thursday. A New York judge officially scheduled his first criminal trial over allegations he paid hush money to adult film star Stormy Daniels for March 25th.
They want to keep me nice and busy so I can't campaign so hard, but maybe we won't have to campaign so hard because the other side is incompetent.
The trial is expected to last 6 weeks, keeping Trump tied up in legal meetings in courtrooms as dozens of states still have to vote in the GOP primary.
I'll be here during the day and I'll be campaigning during the night.
Meanwhile, in Atlanta, a judge is hearing arguments over whether to disqualify District Attorney Fani Willis from leading the Georgia election interference case against Trump. Willis is accused of lying about a romantic relationship with the prosecutor she hired. And if those claims are true, the entire case is at risk of being thrown out.
The bombshell is the witness who testified that there was a personal relationship before the prosecution of this case.
And if that wasn't already enough to keep track of, a verdict in New York's civil fraud case against Trump's businesses is expected as early as Friday. Republican challenger Nikki Haley adding her 2 cents on X, writing, "All of this chaos will only lead to more losses for Republicans up and down the ticket." The first step for Trump's criminal trial in New York is for the defense and prosecution to agree on an impartial jury. The judge says jurors will be informed ahead of time that Trump is the defendant. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Rebecca, thank you. Now, if you're new to Fox 17 News, Greg likes to share whatever national day it might be. And this one is?
This one's a fantastic one. This is National No One Eats Alone Day.
Okay.
So find a friend or just maybe give someone a phone call and say, hey, let's go get some lunch or something.
You're going to have to eat inside, though. The weather may not cooperate for a patio lunch date.
That's more an excuse to call someone and be like, hey, we can't do anything outside. Let's just go grab a bite.
Yes.
Here you go, your lunchtime forecast. Everything looks good until lunch. But after that, especially in the Nashville area, we're going to see the rain move in that I've been talking about here all week, and we've been tracking for you here every 5 minutes or so. 55 degrees at 11 o'clock, 61 degrees at 1 p.m., and now I want a hamburger. Sorry if I did that to you, too. Taking a look, weather story, rain/snow today. Rain, the much bigger emphasis in the forecast. Snow, just kind of a lingering thing after the rain is done. Not going to be like what we had on Monday. We're not clearing off the shelves at the grocery store. Winter, though, it stops by for a couple of days. Think about it, taking a little weekend vacation here in Nashville, and then it gets out of here by the time Monday and Tuesday make their way around. Cold this morning. Rain does stay away until the afternoon, but grab the umbrella for later, and I will tell you right now, the morning drive weather is not going to mess with you, but the evening commute home, rain coming down for a lot of us. So it might be a slow go, just ending Gear Friday and getting back home. We're mainly cloudy for right now, but we're also starting off going into the afternoon when the rain chances do pick up. Let's look at your 7-day forecast because we're going to go from 64 degrees this afternoon to 40 degrees tomorrow. But look at the nighttime drop off we have. Think about it. 28 goes to 38, 48, 58, 35, 36 degrees colder within a 14-hour time span. That is a lot of drop off with temperature. The temps do crash for tomorrow, 40 the high, 52 degrees on your Sunday. And then, like I said, winter gets out of here after the weekend is over, and we're right back into the 50s and 60s next week.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you to I-24 near Hickory Hollow Parkway. As you can see, the traffic out there is moving along. However, we are running into some backups out there as you make the drive through Antioch. You can see how the traffic slowdown right over there is certainly taking a toll. Right here, as you approach the entrance ramp, you can see it there for yourself. Unsure exactly if there's an accident or possibly a stall over there, but one thing is for sure, it's going to take you a little longer to get in from Murfreesboro and Smyrna and Laverne. 53 minutes right now on that drive. So normal coming in from Kingston Springs and from Hendersonville at 27 minutes on that drive. We'll continue to watch the roads out there for you this morning.
In politics now, state lawmakers are considering a bill that would require gun owners to report the loss of a weapon or ammo within a 24-hour span. And not following that law would mean a $500 fine. The House Criminal Justice Subcommittee is going to consider this measure next week. The Senate version was filed Wednesday. Metro Nashville Police also sharing some statistics this Friday morning. The number of guns stolen from cars, a big concern for police, and we always talk about this. So now let's take a look at the numbers. Well, they say 90 guns were taken from cars, okay? 90 right here. And they also tell us that they were taken from guns were taken from cars the first 6 weeks of this year. But it's a big improvement, I should say, from the same time period in 2023, okay? That's when we saw about 158 guns stolen from vehicles. Always a good reminder, though, do not leave your weapons in cars. Coming up, a huge moment for women's basketball as the NCAA record. Did you catch this? It was broken. 6:21 is the time. We also want to show you this beautiful sunrise happening.
We worked overtime. Now it's TV time.
Get up to 50% off and 36 months interest-free financing during our President's Day sale going on now at all 3 Lazy Boy locations.
The Good Feet Store, improving people's lives 2 feet at a time.
6:24 is the time, and let's talk sports. Iowa star basketball player Caitlin Clark breaking the NCAA scoring record. It happened last night. Did you watch it? Less than 3 minutes into their game against Michigan. So we're going to show you some of the highlights, and just stay with me. We're going to get to it. She made it happen with a 3-point shot, nothing but net. Clark breaking her school's record, racking up, here we go. We're getting to it, racking up 49 points. That's almost half of the 106 points that Iowa scored against Michigan's 89 points. What she had to say after this big moment, listen.
I'm just filled with so much gratitude and love, and the way these fans support women's basketball is so special, and yeah, I mean, you all knew I was going to shoot a logo 3 for the record. Come on now.
Come on now. Now, she is projected as the #1 pick, of course, in the WNBA draft. Congrats to Caitlin. A close game last night, sticking with basketball here, between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Milwaukee Bucks. Battling it out, Grizzlies' Gigi Jackson and Zaire Williams each scored 17 points this game. With 10 seconds left, Bucks' Damian Lillard trying to get it in from the half court, and that's no good. Grizzlies got the win, 113-110. Let's talk about your forecast, your bus stop forecast, that is. It's going to be chilly out there. Be sure to go ahead and grab that coat. You know, yesterday near 70 degrees, but this morning we're looking at the 40s. 7 a.m., 41 degrees. So just keep that in mind before heading out there this morning. Also, we're talking about rain and some snow, a dusting of snow. We're going to have that full forecast with your Code Red meteorologist after the break.
Very clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to the very latest happening here on I-65 and Armory Drive there on the south side. As you make that drive in from all places to the south side this morning, coming in from the 100 Oaks area, you can see where authorities are not present. Nobody needs to be down there. We're doing okay so far on that particular drive there from the south side. Also watching the drive coming in from the Hickory Hollow area. Now, this is the part where we're seeing a lot of the drag out there. This is I-24 Hickory Hollow Parkway making that push in. You can see back behind me here where they continue to clear land for the Tanger outlets out there as they continue their expansion with lots of apartments and condos and hotels and all of that. But the traffic getting in a little bit slow. You want to try to take Murfreesboro Road as the best way to steer clear coming in from that Antioch area, Rutherford County, back behind it. That overall drive time just under an hour on that drive so far.
Justin, thank you. Coming up, a proposal from lawmakers to make gun safety a requirement in Tennessee schools. We're going to explain that one first.
Trade and assist cash now at North Nashville's Nissan of Rivergate in Madison.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
6:30 on the dot. Mid-State Representative Mark Green not running for re-election. Why he says he is making the move. And what's next? Greg.
Waking up this morning here, sun getting closer and closer to the horizon. Not a lot of it today. Rain, the name of the game. We're to track when it moves in. Coming up in a few minutes.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-24 Sam Ridley Parkway coming in from the Smyrna area. Things are doing a lot better back here than they are up in front of this. I'll explain.
All right, let's get to it. Thank you so much for waking up with us here bright and early on a Friday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover. Jennifer Waddell does have the morning off. We're going to get started talking about what we can expect this weekend because rain is the name of the game, Greg says.
That it is. Let's just get right to it and talk about the entire day and then work you into your weekend. What is new this morning? Well, that will be the incoming rain this afternoon. Right now we're fairly cloudy, not completely overcast just yet, but that cloud cover going to pick up throughout the morning. Afternoons when the rain starts, tiny little chance for snow. The rain, I have it big on purpose. I have the snow small on purpose. Big chance for rain, small chance for snow. And also today, nothing is like Monday. So when flakes start flying this evening into tonight, maybe a dusting for a few of us, and we'll look at the map in terms of who has that best chance. It's not going to be like what we had to start the week. To end the week, 42 degrees, temperature right now, mainly cloudy though, and this is a big map here to show the picture for later today. 24-hour temperature change. Areas shaded in blue are about 5 degrees cooler than yesterday morning at the same time. Nashville on south, everyone is a little bit warmer than yesterday at the same time. The areas that are in blue are already seeing cooler temperatures and they will get the cooler air first. That means southern Kentucky and far northern middle Tennessee. We're talking that one tier of counties right along the state line has the chance to potentially see a dusting of snow by the end of tonight into tomorrow morning. Today's high temperature will be easily right around 62 to 64 degrees, and then we get a big temperature drop off, leading ourselves into the rest of the weekend. 64 degrees today, 40 degrees tomorrow, and nighttime temperatures plummet back into the 20s with wind chills in the upper teens and low 20s the next 3 nights.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. This is happening down there in the Antioch area. Traffic is moving nice and smooth over there. We were running into a few problems closer to the Hickory Hollow area, a couple of miles in front of this, but right now we're not seeing those problems anymore. Everything has seemed to have cleared out over the last few moments, and that's certainly good news coming in there. Here's the look near the airport, also looking fine. I-40 at Dallas and Pike, making that drive out there. This is the ramp leading you to B&A. Everything moving along very, very well. Watch out for a couple of rough spots still out there on the road, but overall nothing that is holding you up.
U.S. Representative Mark Green making headlines this week, announcing that he will not run for re-election. Green was a driving force behind the recent impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, and he pointed to that success as one of the reasons that he's ready to return to Tennessee. Also telling Fox 17 News that he is committed to getting a Republican back in the White House this year. Now, when it comes to his next steps, we asked him about a potential run for governor. Listen to what he had to say.
I'm not making any announcements, but I do think that the fight for our country is not so much here in D.C. for me. It's kind of with D.C. because Washington has gobbled up power from the states, and it's time for the states to really start pushing back harder, and Tennessee needs to push back harder.
Well, Green has served since 2019 in the 7th Congressional District, which was redrawn in 2022 to include a large portion of Nashville. 6:34 is the time, and we were checking in with our forecast. I know we checked in a couple of minutes ago. We're going to give you that full forecast looking into this weekend and the snow flurries in just a couple of minutes. Just keep in mind that we are keeping an eye on a dusting of snow that is expected. And I know that Greg Wobus, do you want to step in here for a minute and just give us a little chat about the forecast?
Sure, let's take a look right here. Your 7-day forecast, 64 degrees this afternoon, 40 tomorrow, and then 32 degrees will be temperatures by the night times when we get into next week. But we did talk about all this. We're going to track it out for you in a few minutes from right now.
Greg, thank you so much.
All right, clear traffic out there for you, everybody. Let's take a quick look here at I-40 near Donaldson Pike out there close to the airport. Traffic out there moving along. Not a lot of problems out there so far. We're doing okay. The exit out there for the airport looking very clear if you need to get out that direction. Here we are at 24 near Old Hickory Boulevard. This is in the King Ridge area. You can see a lot of the backup here at the exit, so watch out for that if you make your way in and across. So we will continue to watch this for you and make sure there's nothing significant happening out there in the traffic roads for you. We'll be checking in a little bit later, coming up here with Clear Traffic live through 9.
There is one firefighter left over in Millersville. We are following this story immensely. The police chief was fired and the rest of the department has resigned. Now the Goodlettsville and White House Fire Department has offered their resources, but it's causing a lot of concerns, as you might imagine. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar telling us what those concerns are.
After firefighters resigned this week from working here at the Millersville Fire Department and left only one firefighter to be behind the wheel of one of those fire trucks inside this garage, the White House Fire Department is concerned because they say that they don't have enough resources to help the fire department out. Rob Brewer, the assistant fire chief with the White House Fire Department, says response times could be slower. They only have 7 firefighters working a shift, and to fight a massive fire, he says they need at least 20 firefighters. If they get a call, they might be left with only 3 firefighters at a time. Brewer tells us that a delayed response time could mean bad news for both people and firefighters.
You know, these fires can grow and double in size really quick, and you know, a small fire can turn into a really big fire in just a matter of minutes. So time is of the essence.
The city's attorney tells Fox 17 News that they are in the process of hiring new firefighters. At this time, we haven't heard of any firefighters that have been hired yet, but if that changes, we'll let you know. Reporting in Goodlettsville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
A big issue, Karen, thank you. Also coming up, Greece has legalized same-sex marriage. The legal rights
home and say, wow, this is really beautiful. Where'd you have it done? Empire.
800-588-2300 Today, this Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Destin Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
Just about 6:40, and this story is making headlines. Greece becoming the first Orthodox Christian country to legalize same-sex marriage. The bill facing opposition from church leaders. Under this new law, parental rights will be recognized for same-sex couples as well. For about the last decade or so, only the biological parent had legal guardianship. Gay men will still not be allowed, though, to use surrogate mothers in order to have kids. Well, if your pharmacy is out of your generic drug, you likely are not alone. Federal regulators are looking into what is behind all these shortages. Have you noticed this? Well, we want to let you know that the Federal Trade Commission and the Department of Health and Human Services, they are launching a full-on investigation. Leaders say they plan to look into drug purchasing and wholesale companies to see if they're disrupting the supply chain. That's the issue at hand. And they want to hear from you, the public. They have issued a request for more information. So if you want to read more about this, go to fox17.com and search drug shortages.
6:40 our time. Another check of your weather here for you this morning. Taking a look at what we're seeing as far as the bottom line for today into tomorrow when it comes to the rain, snow development we're going to have throughout the afternoon. Mainly a rain event. And not a whole lot of it. 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 of an inch of rain will come down. A few storms are possible, but don't worry about severe weather. So if you start hearing a rumble or two or you see a little flash of lightning, we're not going to go anywhere near severe territory. Light snow showers tonight linger into the first hour or two of your Saturday morning. That's it. Maybe a dusting in our far northern communities in Middle Tennessee and then through southern Kentucky. Little to no accumulation expected, low impact at best. Taking a look, clouds are taking over this morning. A few isolated little rain showers are possible in the coming 3 hours or so from right now, but nothing on radar yet. And whatever happens this morning, even lower impact in the afternoon. This is 2 p.m. 2 p.m. carries us through 5 o'clock and then into 6 o'clock. So a good chunk of our afternoon/evening drive times are going to be hampered with some rain. Keep that in mind. Cold air swings in really fast after the rain is done, and that brings in the chance for a little mixed precipitation and that small chance for some snow we mentioned. Again, little to no accumulation, a dusting at best. Areas through southern Kentucky and then into middle Tennessee in our far northern tier of counties. This is all out of here by the time we get into the second half of tomorrow. And then we bring in some sunshine, but we've got to pause the whole situation when it comes to temperature. We get really cold really fast. We'll focus on that in about 5 minutes from right now.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic this morning. We just picked up a new crash we want to show you here at I-40 near Fessler's Lane. This is as you make that drive into town right around exit 212. You can see where authorities have had to shut down 2 lanes here of traffic dealing with the crash. The fire department on the scene. TDOT just rolled up a short time ago. Watch the slow go as people coming down off the ramp here from Fessler's and make that drive in. It's a lot steeper of a type of a trip to make here because of them having to force their way in because they can't just merge in like normal. They don't have the runway here. It's blocked off because of this crash. Where is this, you may ask? Here it is right here. I-40 where 24 and 40 kind of meet there as you head into downtown, right there on that outside lane. You could try to take Lafayette right there, Murfreesboro Road. That's going to be your best way to steer clear of that particular crash until they get it moved fully out of the way.
Coming up, a look at the history of a Nashville neighborhood that used to be.
Baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 17.
The Good Feet Store, improving people's lives 2 feet at a time.
At 6:45, I want to get straight to breaking news when it comes to international headlines. We are learning more after Russia's prison agency confirming that imprisoned opposition leader Alexei Navalny has now died. The Federal Prison Service said in a statement that he felt sick after a walk and then lost consciousness. They say an ambulance did arrive trying to revive him, but he died. The Prison Service says his cause of death is currently being established. Those are their words. A spokesperson for Navalny says that the team had no confirmation as of right now of his death, and his lawyer is now heading to the town where he was being held. Navalny was 47 years old. Back home here in Middle Tennessee, when you think about Nashville's trendy neighborhoods, places like 12 South, The Gulch, or Sobro may come to mind, but at one point, Jefferson Street would have been on that list. Historians say Jefferson Street was cut down in its prime in the name of progress. Fox 17 News' Justin McFarland shedding some light on this hidden history. Listen.
Some called it the heartbeat and backbone of Nashville's black community. From restaurants to grocery stores to pharmacies and gas stations, Jefferson Street had it all.
We had barbershops, but we also had doctor's offices. We had hardware stores. I mean, we just had a gamut of just about everything you wanted. It was kind of like being a little town within a town. And you really didn't have to leave Jefferson Street unless you wanted to go downtown.
Historian and former Metro Council member Ed Kendall says that it was racism that ultimately destroyed and changed Jefferson Street. But the weapons of destruction were unconventional.
I guess you all have heard about Greenwood, Oklahoma, how it was devastated by guns and bombs. Well, Jefferson Street basically was decimated by bulldozers and street closures.
Those street closures started in 1967. That's when I-40 started to cut its way through the neighborhood. More than 600 homes would be torn down. But it didn't happen without a fight. A group of black home and business owners formed the I-40 Steering Committee. They sued the city of Nashville and the state of Tennessee in an effort to steer the incoming interstate away from Jefferson Street. But they ultimately lost at the United States Supreme Court.
North Nashville is rich in its history. It's extremely rich. All we have to do is just take time and maybe just read a little bit about it.
Historians like Linda Wynn hope to track what the neighborhood has lost.
North Nashville was decimated by the construction of I-40. 626 homes were demolished. 128 businesses, primarily owned by African Americans, were wiped out. The loss represented about 80% of the Black-owned businesses in Nashville.
Those are businesses that never had a chance to grow, and a lot of businesses that didn't reopen elsewhere.
Nobody lived in North Nashville by accident, right? Nobody lived in Edge Hill by accident. If you were Black in the city, this is where you had to live. And I oftentimes wonder if, the communities really expected us to survive.
But the neighborhood did survive, and some believe a rebirth of the days of old is always possible. I'm Justin McFarland, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Justin, thank you. Ford CEO Jim Farley says the company will, quote, think carefully about where it builds vehicles in the future. This follows the United Auto Workers' 6-week strike that happened last year. Farley making these comments over at an automakers conference yesterday, saying the strike changed Ford's relationship with the union. Well, the White House press secretary responding, saying the Biden administration takes these comments very, very seriously. She notes that President Biden believes in making goods and creating jobs right here in the USA.
He believes in made in America. He believes in investing in America. So always we're going to do everything that we can to make sure that continues.
Well, President Biden also saying that he believes that workers have the right to collective bargaining. 6:50 is the time, and Greg, you know what, folks are going to be up early tomorrow. The Nashville Zoo is hosting their annual 5K zoo run, and it's going to be a chilly one, but fun.
It will be chilly. I'm going to tell you right now, 20s. So you'll be about 15, 20 degrees colder than we are at the same time today. So just keep that in mind. If you're bundled up, you'll be fine. We don't have any rain, we don't have any snow. We're getting more and more daylight. We just have a little weekend worth of some winter weather. I want to focus on all the good things right now. And yes, it will be chilly. Bundle up. No issues as far as tomorrow morning and afternoon go for any precipitation. Sunset today, 5:28. Sunset on March 10th. That's when daylight saving time begins. We spring forward. 6:51 will be your sunset, and 7:08 on Easter, March 31st. That'll be the sunset. If we're lucky, by tomorrow morning before the sun comes up, enough cloud cover will break away where we can see this in our night sky. Jupiter and Venus are both right near the moon. You find the moon in the southwest and the two really bright looking, almost like stars just below it. Decent viewing, especially in our westernmost counties tomorrow morning with temperatures in the 20s. Give it a chance if you feel like getting out there in the cold and doing a little astronomy lesson in the morning. Taking a look here, future rainfall. How much do we get by the end of today? Not a lot. 1/4 inch to about 1/2 inch of rainfall. Not a big rainmaker, not a real big weather maker when it comes to impact either. Just really does turn down the temperature a little bit. When I say a little bit, I mean a lot of it. 64 degrees later on this afternoon, 28 by tomorrow morning, 40. That is it for tomorrow. In the Nashville area, if you get away from downtown, likely stuck in the 30s throughout the afternoon. 52 degrees on Sunday. Nighttime temperatures 3 nights in a row are going to be in the 20s, and with a little breeze that does settle in at times, wind chills will be in the upper teens and low 20s right around sunrise all 3 of those mornings.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Washington State troopers came to the rescue today as several drivers got stuck in the morning snow. Up to 6 inches fell southwest of Seattle. This Kalamazoo, Michigan school bus driver could have certainly used some help. For some time, the driver tried to get up the hill, but it was just too slippery. The driver eventually slowly backed down the hill and turned around.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
Steer clear traffic at 6:52. Let's take a quick look at what we're dealing with here as you make that drive in from the east side of town. We were just watching a disabled vehicle here in this area that was slowing down traffic near I-40 and Festers Lane. Glad to see TDOT made quick work of that, and it is no longer an issue there as you make that drive in from the east side. Overall drive times look a little something like this. 67 minutes in from Clarksville, 58 minutes in from Murfreesboro, so just 30 minutes in from Hendersonville. Nice, easy way to get your Friday started. No big problems out there so far.
Cuddly on the outside, tough on the inside. Okay, the childhood character that helped police.
Our Scratch It Dent sale going strong with tremendous discounts and savings on our full line of F-150s plus 1.9% financing for 72 months available. Some scratched, some didn't, some not, but all with big savings. Town and Country Ford in Madison.
Good morning. 6:55 is the time this Friday morning. Taking a live look at the beautiful sunrise over Nissan Stadium. It looks warm outside, but looks are deceiving. In fact, a dusting of snow is possible later this evening into your Saturday night. Your Friday night, rather. We're going to have your full forecast and why you need to just go ahead and grab a jacket in a couple of minutes. Actually, right now. Listen, I speak and it happens. Good morning, Greg.
You just manifested this forecast in real time, Erica, so let's do it. Let's take a look here. We are waking up with temperatures on the right side of your screen in the 30s and 40s. Folks, we are warmer right now than we'll be in the peak of the day tomorrow. We get cold really quick. Cold is the big story leading into the weekend. Some snow on the ground early Saturday for a few of us. We're talking a dusting at best. Made a metaphor a little while ago that I said, you know how there's that TV stand or maybe that bookcase you got where you haven't dusted it in a while and you swipe your finger across it and go, oh. That's the kind of snow we're talking about. This is not going to be like Monday, where we have a lot to worry about. Sunglasses for your Sunday, but bitterly cold temperatures at night. We're going to have wind chills in the upper teens and low 20s 3 nights in a row. You can track the rain that moves in, and the timing of that is going to be lunchtime in our northwest counties and southern Kentucky, and then that moves down to the south and east throughout the entire day. As it moves in, we'll see the temperatures drop. You can track it by getting the Fox 17 Code Red weather app. If you don't have it yet, get it. It'll be also helpful the next time we have severe weather. It'll give you alerts, but only alerts to your specific county. As we go into the 7 o'clock hour, we become your only live and local news source from 7 o'clock until 9, and that's when I'm going to break down some temperatures for you here for the weekend.
Greg, thank you so much. Right now, we do want to bring you up to speed when it comes to your steer clear traffic updates. We're taking a live look at I-24 over at Walden Road, checking in with your traffic to see what's happening out here. Right now, we're not seeing any issues. We are trying to get some mic issues resolved, though. We'll continue checking in on your steer clear traffic updates in a couple of minutes. Right now, I do want to bring you up to speed when it comes to consumer news, a story that we're tracking right here on Fox 17 News this morning. We're talking about your fuel prices. Have you noticed a change in your fuel prices? We're talking about the prices at the pump this Friday morning. And maybe if you have noticed it, just know that you are not alone. So we're asking a question. Why is this the case? What's happening with the prices out there? We do understand that there is an issue that's happening over in Indiana with a BP pipeline. Yeah, right now the price of a gallon of gas going up 12 cents over the past week to reach a national average of $3.27. The good news, the reason should only be temporarily. Highly influencing prices right now, I talked about this, is the shutdown of a massive BP refinery in Indiana. It's been offline for more than 2 weeks due to a power outage. The good news is that issue should be resolved soon. And everybody wants to save money, especially as we try to fill up this weekend. We're making it easier for you to find the lowest gas prices in your area. Just go to fox17.com. We have it pulled up for you right here on the screen. And you click on the Fox fuel gauge. That's how you can track down the cheapest prices that are closest to you. Hey, here's a story that's trending on fox17.com. And you just got to look at your screen. Officer Teddy Bear, yes, I said Officer Teddy Bear, taking down an alleged drug dealer over in Peru. Whew, it's getting intense with that teddy bear. A Peruvian police officer dressed as a giant teddy bear was posted outside the suspect's house holding a heart-shaped balloon and a sign which read, "You are my reason to smile." Well, the suspect appears to take the bait before officers, they rush in, they ambush and make that arrest. Police say they found bags of unidentified illegal substances inside that house. But you know what? It's all thanks to the teddy bear that happened. Stay with us. Our 7 o'clock hour starting right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Right now on Fox 17 News, officers working around the clock to track down a missing Meigs County deputy. We're going to talk more about the shocking discovery.
We essentially don't have fire protection now.
The city of Millersville has just one firefighter left in the department. This is after the city fired the fire chief and then everyone else resigned. We've got more on why the people who live there are now in fear about response times and the fact that they could have to wait a little longer for first responders. Greg?
Waking up here to our next weather maker moving in later on this afternoon in the form of rain, and then there could be some snowflakes for some. The totally new timeline coming up in your forecast.
All right, totally new. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Friday morning. We made it for Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Erica Glover.
And I am Justin McFarland. Jim Waddell does have the morning off, but Fox 17 News is your only local news source, live with you from 7 until 9. Everyone else is in national pre-recorded news, but we're here with you live and local.
We want to get started with an East Tennessee update this Friday morning. Crews over in East Tennessee, they tell us the body of a deputy who disappeared after making an arrest. That body has been discovered. The Meigs County Sheriff's Office says Deputy Robert J. Leonard was found in Tennessee, the Tennessee River, I should say, along with his patrol car and the body of a woman he had taken into custody. They say Deputy Leonard was last heard from Wednesday night. Well, investigators, though, still working, trying to figure out all the details of what exactly happened. We do know, though, his remains have been escorted to the Knoxville Regional Medical Examiner's Office.
I think there are a lot of normal citizens that just want answers on what's really going on.
Don't we all? Safety concerns this morning out of the city of Millersville. They're down to one single firefighter. This is after the fire chief was let go by the city and then everyone else resigned. Now, people who have lived in the city for years are worried about their safety this morning. Residents believe there is a lot that's going on behind the scenes that they are unaware of, and they are concerned about that. In the last few weeks, the city of Millersville has made several leadership changes with a brand new city manager, brand new city attorney, and a brand new interim police chief, plus a brand new interim fire chief. Now, Fox 17 News went straight to the Millersville city attorney, Bryant Kroll, to try and get some answers for the people who live there.
Kroll says cities of Goodlettsville and White House will help respond to emergencies. And he says it's been going smoothly.
But there were some calls for service out here already on the I-40, and what I've heard, what was reported to me, was that they were answered faster. And that's not an indictment on the fire department here.
Millersville City Attorney says that people are already starting to apply for firefighter positions, so they believe they will be able to hire people a little bit faster.
In Operation Crime and Justice, the man accused of murdering an East Tennessee deputy and then wounding another during a traffic stop facing a judge for the first time. Kenneth DeHart is charged with murder, attempted murder, and a weapons charge. Blount County deputies arresting DeHart Tuesday in Knoxville after a 5-day manhunt. He's accused of killing Deputy Greg McCowan and then shooting Deputy Shelby Eggers. Eggers, by the way, is recovering at home. To read more about this story that we have been covering since this news broke, visit fox17.com and search Blount County. All right, 7:03, do want to check in because that forecast is that Tennessee swing, Greg.
It 100% is, and that begins today into tomorrow. We're going to be cloudy for the first half of today. Still a little bit of sun coming up right now, but clouds are moving in, and they're going to continue to increase. Rain moves in this afternoon toward the evening. If you live in southern Kentucky or, say, even just our northwestern communities in middle Tennessee, you're going to see rain a little bit earlier than the folks in the metro area. But it does move through afternoon hours. Snow to the north with little to no impact. We're talking southern Kentucky and then our far northern tier of counties through middle Tennessee. And we'll take a look at that on a map here in a few minutes just so you can kind of get an actual picture of what's going on. We're all clear for code red. This is not going to be like Monday where we had the rain and then a big snow impact, not even close, maybe a dusting in a few spots. Let's talk temperatures here. This sets the stage for what happens later today. We have areas that are far north that are about 5 degrees cooler than yesterday morning at the same time. This is that 24-hour temperature change, not actual air temperature. Those on the right side of your screen. But Nashville on south, we're talking about temps that are a good 4 or 5 degrees warmer than yesterday morning. That means more rain likely to the south. The snow potential once this system moves in will be more to the north because we're already starting off on a colder note and will be that way when the colder air moves in. 64 degrees today, 28 degrees overnight tonight, 40 tomorrow, and then 23 tomorrow night. I'll tell you right now, if you're waking up Sunday and you got plans, we better plan accordingly because we're going to have wind chill temperatures Sunday morning that will be in the upper teens across most of middle Tennessee.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning at 7:05. Quick look here south and east of town. This is going to be I-24 near Hickory Hollow Parkway. As you make that drive into town there, we're seeing a bit of a slowdown as you make that drive in from places like Smyrna, Laverne, back towards Murfreesboro. The Tanger outlets right up there on the left-hand side or top-hand side of your screen, but no big problems. This is just normal congestion as you make that drive in. We're going to be checking in on some other areas of town coming up here in the next few minutes. Well, the Tennessee Department of Agriculture says the number of farmers and farmland across the state is continuing to drop.
They say some farmers are not having success passing the family businesses down to their children. Some lawmakers have some controversial suggestions of how to make farming business boom again.
We're going to talk about that, plus crisis in the classroom as Stu Madison.
We've been breathing this. Lots of people don't realize that mold feeds off moisture in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Tennessee Home Buyers.
7:08 is the time. Heads up this morning down in Smith County. The Smith County Board of Education says because of the high volume of illnesses related to student absences, Smith County schools will be closed today. Students will return to school coming up on Tuesday, February the 20th. Why not Monday? It's President's Day. It's a federal holiday. Most schools are closed on Monday. Well, let's talk agriculture. As the Tennessee Department of Agriculture says, the number of farmers and farmland across the state is drying up these days. The department says it's more likely that children of farmers will sell the land to real estate developers than take up the family business of farming for themselves. They say it's a hard way to make a living these days.
This year is not going to be that good a year. The Secretary of Ag told us that much in conversation we had with him. So you've got inflationary pressures, input costs, labor issues. It just compounds itself into a lot of stress for the farmer, both financially and mentally. So it's not easy. It's a hard way to make a living.
So what is one way to rejuvenate the farming and agriculture sector here in Tennessee? Well, one lawmaker says, what if we made marijuana growing legal here across the state? We're going to hear what the commissioner thinks about that coming up in our 8 o'clock hour.
7:09, we'll look at your forecast here. This is that day when the weather pattern changes from 60s and sunshine to 40s, cold and rain to bring it on. Here we go. 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. cloud cover begins to continue creeping into the area, and we have a couple of little light rain showers we can't rule out through the course of the early stages of today. Most of our rain does not begin to make its way into the area until right around lunchtime and beyond. This is 2 p.m. rain tracking through our northwestern tier of counties and even into the Nashville area by that point. We go 2 o'clock through 5 o'clock. Bands of rain will be there. Look, note the oranges and the yellows. There will be a few embedded thunderstorms in this line of rain that moves in. Not talking about severe weather, but a few storms will be rumbling through. This is 6 p.m. Still lingering with this rain, then the cold gets here. Cold gets here very quickly. You can see some blues, and that cold air may spark the possibility of a dusting of some snow if you get well north of Nashville into southern Kentucky, and our northern areas in the Cumberland Plateau may see one as well. This is not a big impact event, just a nuisance for the evening drive, and then also going to be a little bit of a nuisance when it comes to cold temperatures. On the map right here, if you're shaded in blue, you have the best chance of seeing a little bit of snowflake activity and maybe that little light dusting carrying ourselves into tomorrow morning.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you out and about I-24 at Waldron Road as you make that drive out there in from the Laverne area. We're doing really nicely so far out there. No big problems in either direction. I don't know what it is about Friday in Murfreesboro where things seem to be a lot better than they are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but that certainly seems to be the case. No big problems in either direction out there. We're watching that situation to the south of town in Franklin. We're going to take you there coming up in the next few minutes, but overall, your traffic doing rather well here on your Friday morning. Well, coming up in the next few minutes, we go one-on-one with the Titans' brand new head coach, Brian Callahan. You see Joe Jelinek there talking to him. We're going to talk about the vision for his offense and the plan for quarterback Will Levis.
Rogue and Pathfinders, the most popular SUVs in Middle Tennessee with low 1.9% financing up to 60 months. Plus, a $1,500 trade-in assist for any SUV trade. Trade-in assist cash now at North Nashville's Nissan of Rivergate in Madison.
7:14 here on Fox 17 News this Friday morning. We are talking about breaking news involving the active deputy chief of the U.S. Border Patrol, who is now on administrative leave. CNN reporting that Joel Martinez was put on leave after being accused of misconduct. We, as of right now, don't have any details about those allegations that were provided, but the report says there is an ongoing investigation, so much more to come. Chief Martinez is a 31-year veteran of the U.S. Border Patrol, according to U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
The Tennessee Titans and their brand new head coach, Brian Callahan, still making headlines since he was hired just last month. He's been running around the country just trying to get adjusted to his brand new city, brand new job, brand new responsibilities, and a brand new staff. Fox 17 News sports director Joe Jelnick sat down with Callahan to talk about the transition and the vision for his future with Titans quarterback Will Levis.
I'd like to introduce the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, Brian Callahan.
January 24th, 2024. The Tennessee Titans officially announce you as their new head coach. Obviously, since then, you've been hitting the ground running, filling your staff, moving into the new facility and settling in. But has it sunk in with you yet that you are officially the head coach of the Titans?
You know, no, it hasn't. The press conference day was surreal. Felt a little bit of out-of-body-ish experience almost, that I couldn't really process what was happening. And in the meantime, it's just been a lot of work in between. So I had my first staff meeting on Tuesday morning with again, most of the guys that have been hired. That was a pretty cool moment. That was one of the moments I've had that makes it feel like, oh, I am a head coach right now. Like there's just little moments like that it kind of pops in your head that, oh, this is really different than what I've been doing. But hasn't really hit me. I'm sure the first team meeting, when all the players are back in the building, will be one of those moments as well.
One of the bright spots for the Titans last season was the emergence of rookie quarterback Will Levis. You have a lot of experience coaching some of the top quarterbacks in the league over the last several years: Peyton Manning, Matthew Stafford, and of course, Joe Burrow. How specifically will that previous experience with those quarterbacks help you grow and mentor Will Levis?
Yeah, it's a huge part of it. I learned a lot from all of them. I learned, most importantly, that they're all very different. And I think sometimes you see people be around one great player and they sort of always try to make everyone measure up to that player. But I learned, being around a couple of them, that they are all very different, and success looks different for all of those guys, and how they go about their schedule, how they lead, how they play the position is all very different. And that's what's fun about Will. Will is also very different than these guys. You learn that lesson early on, that you can't try to keep fitting each player into what he was, because no one's going to be him. But then it also allows you to realize that nobody wants to be projected as somebody else. They want to be who they are. And so we'll let Will be Will and do everything we can to put him in great position to have success.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Is that possible?
That's a good way to say it, yeah.
Joe Jelnick there talking with Brian Callahan. To see the rest of the sit-down interview, you can watch Fox 17 Sports Overtime coming up Sunday night at 10 o'clock.
7:17 your time right now. Taking a look at your forecast, and this is the day where rain moves in and we say goodbye to our 60-degree temperatures until next week. Winter stops by for a quick little weekend getaway from other areas that have been cold while we've had the warmth. Don't clear off the shelves in the grocery stores when you hear me say the word snow for later on today. It's not going to be a high impact, not even as much as we saw on Monday, which was still a relatively low impact overall. Cold, rain stays away for this morning. However, the umbrella is necessary for the second half of today for sure. Bands of rain do track through before the cold air gets here, and it'll be a mainly cloudy end of this morning into the afternoon. Now, this was yesterday. I don't typically go back and show stuff that's already happened because we're trying to move forward, but look at how warm it was. 69 degrees yesterday. Not a record, but very uncharacteristically warm. Yesterday, 69 degrees. Today, 64 degrees. Tomorrow, 40 if we're lucky. Tomorrow Afternoon will be right around as warm as it is or was yesterday morning when you woke up. That's where we're at for the forecast. Taking a look at that plummeting of temperatures. 64 degrees today, 40 tomorrow. 52 on Sunday. Night times, 3 of them in a row. Tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday night. All going to be in the 20s, but that is a little deceiving and not in a good way. All 3 of those nights, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, we're not going to feel like what you see right here on your screen where you have the 28, 23, 27. You're going to have feels like temperatures. The wind chill, we haven't used those words in a while, that'll be in the upper teens and low 20s. So winter coats are necessary. We do get the good stuff back though. Monday into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right back into the upper 50s and low to middle 60s.
7:19 is the time. Let's get you your steer clear traffic at I-65 at Moore's Lane. This is to the south of town over in Franklin. This is where things are rolling along just fine. Really nice traffic down there so far this morning. No big problems in either direction. The typical slowdowns coming in from Murfreesboro aren't even typical this morning, just to be honest with you. They're a little bit lighter than usual. Here's a look over on the west side. This is I-40 at 46th Avenue. Also doing fine over there in the Nations. We'll continue to watch the roads here for you.
Well, the prices at the supermarket, you likely know this, just keep going higher and higher.
Which could be another financial hurdle for Tennesseans because the grocery tax holiday that we've enjoyed over the last few years likely going bye-bye.
What? Last year, groceries were tax-free for 3 months, saving residents about $180 million. I know I saved some cash, but this time there's no money for the governor, for it in the Governor Lee's proposed budget project.
Yeah, the legislator could add it a little bit later if they want to, but right now members of the House say it's simply not in the cards.
That's a good thing to do, and we've led on that and will continue to do so. It's just a tough budget year. I mean, y'all have heard me say several times before, Bidenomics is horrible.
All right, well, a separate bill that could cut taxes for diapers and formula is also likely to fail because of a lack of funding.
After the break, the city of Nashville looking to create dedicated funding for transportation and infrastructures.
Our Scratch It Dent sale going strong with tremendous discounts and savings on our full line of F-150s plus 1.9% financing for 72 months available. Some scratched, some didn't, some not, but all with big savings. Town and Country Ford in Madison.
Welcome back. 7:23 is the time. Want to let you know our next weather maker arrives this evening, but you see those snowflakes in the upper left-hand corner? Is that what we're going to get? Those big snowflakes? That was Monday.
That was Monday.
Which feels like so long ago now.
No, it's not going to be the same. This time around a little bit different. Now the setup looks very similar where it's going to start rain and then a little snow on the back end of it, but it's not going to look like that when it's coming down.
Does that mean it's going to impact our, let's think, Friday evening commute for folks who are getting home from school or, you know, after work?
Not snow, but rain.
Does that mean we should get off work a little earlier? Just saying.
Boss men out there, boss ladies out there, boss everybody out there. Hey, yeah, maybe take two for you today. Get out a little early. Taking a look here. Cold is the big story for the weekend. Some snow early on your Saturday to wake up to. Maybe a dusting through our northern communities here in Middle Tennessee and southern Kentucky, but most of us not seeing a whole lot. Not the big old wet snowflakes that we had on Monday. Not the case this time around. Sunglasses. That's necessary for Sunday, but look at temperatures. Right side of your screen right now, we're in the 30s and 40s. We'll be at 40 degrees for a high temperature. Tomorrow afternoon, a little bit breezy. You wake up in the 20s each morning. Downright cold no matter which way you look at it. So taking a look at the forecast here, 52 degrees your temperature on your Sunday. This will lead us to warmer times as we go into next week. It's only for about 48 hours that we stay very cold thanks to the incoming rain that we have today. So how do you track that rain on the go? Maybe you are going to be at work and you want to know, oh, am I going to be driving into rain as I head home? You can get the Fox 17 code red weather app. So you've got your phone out right now. Just scan the QR code real quick. It'll take you right to the App Store. Free download, takes just a couple of seconds, and you can have our radar at your fingertips when you're on the go, not just today, but any day. And the next time that we do have severe weather, you'll get an alert to your phone if you have any warnings for your specific county.
Right now, I-65 at Trinity Lane is our live look and our steer clear traffic update. Checking in to see how your Friday morning commute is shaping up. And right now, it's not looking too bad. Just that typical slowdown for that commute. We're going to keep keeping a close eye on all your steer clear traffic updates. But again, this is I-65 at Trinity Lane giving you the green light. And we're going to stick to talking about traffic with continuing coverage of public transportation in Nashville. The city is looking to create dedicated funding for transportation and infrastructure, putting the issue on the November ballot so you can have a say. Mayor Freddie O'Connell says that he wants to improve sidewalks, traffic signals, and transits. Right now, we're giving you a live look over at the very busy bus station where, so many folks get over there and use the bus as a way to get around town, an affordable way to get around town. And now the mayor says that he wants to improve the bus routes. That's one of the ways he's trying to do that. If passed, voters would have a way to sound off on creating a dedicated funding source to make this happen.
The whole point of asking voters is to say, here is the plan, here are the returns on the investment that we hope you'll make, and we are inviting everybody to participate in that conversation about making an investment at all.
Well, Mayor Freddie O'Connell, who you just heard from there, says project costs could start in the billions, but they would span over a 30-year period. After the break, we have new information regarding a shooting that happened yesterday as our breaking news. We now know the victim's identity and what police...
Full line of F-150s plus 1.9% financing for 72 months available. Some scratched, some did it, some not, but all with big savings. Town and Country Ford in Madison.
The Good Feet Store, improving people's lives 2 feet at a time.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News this Friday morning, Mid-State Representative Mark Green not running for re-election, why he says he's making the move.
We are dry for now, but rain moving in later this afternoon toward the evening. The cloud cover already taking over. How much rain you'll see and how much it will make our temperatures drop in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us over to I-65 near the Cumberland River Bridge as you make your way towards Metro Center. It's a surprising morning with traffic. I'll tell you exactly why that is coming up here in the next few minutes.
Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Friday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I am Justin McFarland. Fox 17 News, your only local news source, live with you from 7 until 9. Jen Waddell has the day off.
We're going to get started right now with politics because U.S. Representative Mark Green making headlines this week, announcing he is not going to run for re-election.
Now, Green was the driving force behind the recent impeachment of the Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. He pointed to that success as one of the reasons why he is ready to return to Tennessee. He also told Fox 17 News he's committed to getting a Republican back in the White House this year.
Now, when it comes to his next steps, yes, we asked him about a potential run for governor. Listen to what he had to say.
I'm not making any announcements, but I do think that the fight for our country is not so much here in D.C. for me. It's kind of with D.C. because Washington has gobbled up power from the states, and it's time for the states to really start pushing back harder, and Tennessee needs to push back harder.
Well, Representative Green has served since 2019 in the 7th Congressional District. By the way, the districts were redrawn back in 2022, and now it includes a larger portion of Nashville.
Well, whether it's local or national news, get the latest news right at your fingertips. Always be in the know by downloading our free Fox 17 News app. You can get it right now by scanning the QR code that's on your screen. We probably know you have your phone in your hands anyway.
Of course you do.
Go ahead and scan that QR code and get signed up. Okay, we're going to check in now with Greg because those temperatures, it's going to be a swing.
Big swing, 60s to 20s in the matter of about a 36-hour period. That's what we're dealing with here. Taking a look, new this morning. I have 2 words that are here for you in the box. The bigger the word, the better the chance you're going to see it. Rain, big. Snow, very small chance. Rain returns this afternoon, a small snow chance for just a couple of us. It's not going to be like what we saw on Monday where a widespread portion of Middle Tennessee and Kentucky end up seeing some snow. It's going to be well more to the north this time around. Today is nothing like Monday. We're all clear when it comes to Code Red. We are going to track that incoming weather maker though and continue to make that the emphasis of the forecast today. Then we turn our page and go into colder times tomorrow. But we do begin to dry out. So how do the days ahead look? After today's 60s, tomorrow's high temperature. These are not nighttime low temperatures. The high temperature for your Saturday, 40. 52 on Sunday, 58 on Monday, and then 60 on Tuesday. So we do get a little bit warmer as we go into next week, but I now want to piece it all together and show you the nighttime temperatures and how cold we are going to turn. Right side of your screen, you're in the 30s and 40s already. 28 degrees overnight tonight, 23 degrees tomorrow night, 27 degrees to wake up to on Monday morning for President's Day. And all three of those nights, wind chill temperatures, the feels like, when you factor in the wind and those 20s, likely going to be in the upper teens. Make sure we have the winter coats. If we have early plans on Saturday or Sunday, you're going to need more layers than you've used over the course of the last 4 days since we had that snow on Monday. Keep that in mind as you're planning everything for your weekend.
Still clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you to I-65, very close to the Metro Center area. That is where traffic is moving along very nicely over there over the Cumberland River Bridge. No big problems for you so far out there this morning. It's a very surprising morning when it comes to traffic because all the times are in the green. I just want to take you straight to the drive times. Clarksville at 63 minutes, Murfreesboro 56 minutes, Dickson at 48 minutes at 7:30 in the morning. Everybody staying home today? Is there some type of holidays Monday, so maybe people are taking a 4-day weekend. Traffic extremely light so far this morning.
A nonprofit government watchdog group called OpenTheBooks.com has found that last year, 64 Metro employees made more than the mayor.
Okay, well, this may come as a surprise to a lot of people because the payroll has increased to $1.3 billion and more employees were just added to the roll. We're joined this morning by Rachel O'Brien with OpenTheBooks.com, breaking down some of the findings. So, Rachel, who were some of the highest paid employees in Metro Nashville last year?
Yeah, so that $1.3 billion payroll, that's for about 31,000 employees. And that includes seasonal people, part-time, temporary staff, and interns, everyone from top to bottom. And that's about $100 million more than they spent the year before. It's about 2,000 more employees. So there were about 1,600 people who made $100,000 or more. As you said, there were 64 people who made more than the mayor. The mayor made $187,000. And so those 64 people include both the police chief and the fire chief, judges, the Metro's head attorney, public defender, the water services director, and of course the director of schools, Adrienne Battle. She's been the highest paid Metro employee for a few years. She made $314,000 last year. There are also lots of other school administrators who made more than the mayor. Maybe you think the mayor's underpaid and it's a low comparison. There were 28 people who made more than the governor. The governor earns $204,000. 28 people made more than that.
Okay, Rachel, a lot of numbers there, but we're also curious how much of the money is spent then on overtime. Did you look into that?
Absolutely. So $43 million was spent on overtime. 12,000 people got some amount of overtime. That $43 million, there was $8 million more than the year before. Of that overtime, police and fire department do take home a lot of that. Police got $9.5 million, fire department over $6 million. And all the other Metro agencies together got about $27 million. It's important to note that for the police, some of the overtime comes from outside entities. They reimburse. They use the officers to provide things like traffic control for events. So they do reimburse Metro for some of that police overtime. And so the average employee who collected overtime made about $1,400. But there were 335 Metro employees who made $20,000 or more in overtime. So some took a lot more home.
All right, Rachel O'Brien from OpenTheBooks.com. Rachel, thank you so much.
Coming up this morning on Fox 17 News, the story behind a bill that would ban the sale of cold beer in Tennessee. Why critics say selling warm beer.
Inventory is here. Get more for your trade and save thousands with 0.9% financing. Don't miss 0.9%. Search a local Honda dealer today.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Welcome back. 7:39 is the time. These days, it seems like owning a honky-tonk in Music City is truly just part of being a country music artist.
Yeah, you know, you got to have one these days. I mean, it's just part of it. But now we're adding a brand new honky-tonk to the list downtown. Morgan Wallen is getting his own place.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live where that bar is expected to be. And Karen, they say this bar is going to open this summer. That timeline surprised me.
Yeah, that's right, and it's exciting news for Morgan Wallen fans like myself. And I want to show you where the construction is currently underway. Now, I can't get any closer, but right there behind me across the street, you can see that there is construction that is going on. Construction workers are working those saws, cutting down on those boards to build up that 6-story tall venue. It doesn't look like much now, but just wait until the summer when it opens up. Take a look at your screen. That's what it's supposed to look like. It'll be a bar and restaurant all in one. It'll be called This Bar and Tennessee Kitchen. The name of the bar title comes from Wallen's 2019 song of the same name, where he sings, "I find myself in this bar, making mistakes and making new friends." Wallen says in part in a statement that, quotes, "I sing about finding myself in this bar, and now it's coming to life. This venue will hold true to everything I love and is inspired by my fans and the way they have embraced me and my music." And Nashvillians are looking to embrace not just his music, but this new venue as well. Coming up for the 8 o'clock hour, working on speaking to fans on this new development. Reporting live in Broadway, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, I don't think you'll have any trouble finding fans to talk to about that announcement. We're going to check in now with your forecast. Greg leaving us with this exercise forecast. 8 a.m., 42 degrees, much chillier than yesterday's high that was near the 70s. Just keep in mind that our next weather maker, the showers, the rain, that's going to happen later this evening into early Saturday morning. And a dusting of snow, Greg was saying, is possible. That's going to be for counties north, think near the Kentucky border. His full forecast is going to come up in a couple of minutes, though.
Steer clear traffic this morning. That's a light morning out there. This is I-40 at Spence Lane. You can see a little bit of a slowdown here, but this is typical. In all honesty, it's not that bad either. We've seen it far worse than this coming in from the east side. We're going to continue to watch it here this morning, but no significant slowdowns right now to tell you about as you get out and about on the roads right now.
Now on to a hot topic of discussion, the backstory on a bill to ban the sale of cold beer at convenience markets and grocery stores across our state. Well, the bill's sponsor, State Representative Ron Gant from Fayette County, was nearly killed by a drunk driver 2 years ago and still walks with a cane. So we do understand this bill would make buying a beer and drinking it immediately less attractive. That's his goal. And now it's gaining mixed reviews, but many people say, yeah, they're supporting the idea behind it. Listen.
Cold beer, if it's sold to the public, I mean, all I think Representative Gant, myself, or anybody else would ask is, for God's sake, don't drink and drive.
I think it's ridiculous that we are moving with more urgency to ban cold beer than we are to ban weapons of war from our street. Yeah. They see cold beer as a threat to safety, but not guns, and we continue to have mass shootings.
All right, getting two different perspectives there. This bill, by the way, is on hold in the House, but already cleared a couple of hurdles in our state Senate. We'll keep you posted both on air and online. And by the way, you can read the entire story by going to our website, fox17.com.
Well, students assaulted more than 300 Metro school staffers last year. We're going to take
Stay sale.
Our scratch and dent sale going strong with tremendous discounts and savings on our full line of F-150s plus 1.9% financing for 72 months available. Some scratched, some didn't, some not, but all with big savings. Town and Country Ford in Madison. It's 7:46 is the time this morning. We're going to talk about crisis in the classroom. There's been a spike in Tennessee teachers assaulted on the job. Last year alone, Metro schools saw 344 student on staff reported assaults.
And we're putting that number into perspective here, so we know that 1 or 2 assaults could happen every school day. That's what it boils down to. Fox 17 News' Amanda Chin speaking with teachers about how the district could do better and pushing the district for answers.
It's a profession these teachers tell me they don't get into for the money, but because they want to help others. Some teachers tell me there are times they don't feel safe going to school, especially when they don't feel supported by the district.
I've been blocked from my desk.
Laura Leonard has been a teacher at Metro Nashville schools for 20 years. She teaches English as a second language at Glencliff High School.
But I have seen behavior degrade quite a bit. You know, it used to be that I was worried about gum as a French teacher because I wanted to hear them pronounce. But now I'm worried about I don't even think about gum anymore.
Leonard is concerned for her safety after she says students have assaulted her.
There have been incidences of pushing, some of which were clearly on purpose, and someone has grabbed my arm before. I've never been injured, and I'm really grateful for that, but I worry about it, yeah.
But what makes her even more upset, the school's response when she tries to tell them what happened.
I just feel that sadness of disrespect. But what's worse is when the people who are supposed to support me don't believe me.
So are you saying that sometimes you don't feel supported by the school or administration when you go and tell them that these things have happened to you?
Yes, that is how I feel. At the same time, I have to point out that the people who are supposed to support me are doing what they're told to do.
Leonard says these incidents happen after she tries taking a cell phone reprimand or consequence. And we've seen these types of incidents happen before. Last May, a video captured a student pepper spraying an Antioch teacher for taking a student's cell phone. Another video caught a different student repeatedly punching that same teacher in the head a few months earlier for trying to confiscate a phone.
That is not helping students get an education.
Susan Norwood, a teacher at McGavick High School, says cell phone use is rampant, but she doesn't feel comfortable taking phones away for that exact reason.
Teachers have been told we can confiscate phones, but I don't want to touch a student's phone. I don't know who's got anger management problems. I don't know, if I would be liable if the student claims something happened to the phone, because that has happened to teachers.
I reached out to Metro Schools to ask about teacher concerns about lax policies when it comes to assaulting a teacher. I also asked about teachers not feeling supported or believed in schools. A spokesperson tells me we encourage any staff member who feels the situation was not addressed appropriately within the Code of Conduct guidelines by school administrators to reach out to their school's executive director for further review. There is also a mechanism in the law that allows a teacher to request a student be removed from their classroom following appropriate procedures and documentation. How do you feel the district, the central office, could better support you all when these types of assaults happen to teachers?
I wish that they believed me. I mean, why would I say that if it wasn't happening? What's in it for me? What am I gaining if I say something like that that's not true? So it is personally quite hurtful, yeah.
Both Leonard and Norwood feel policy needs to change when it comes to permissible behavior and the consequences students face.
I think that we need a less permissive discipline policy. I think students need to have consequences. I think just talking to students is not effective, at least at the high school level.
Norwood says she knows several teachers have left the profession because of student behavior. Leonard even tells me if an incident happens again, she plans to just go straight to the police department and see if that changes anything. Reporting in the studio, I'm Amanda Chin, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Wow, Amanda, thank you so much. Well, Crisis in the Classroom is our commitment to exposing problems and finding solutions for issues across all of the schools here in the Mid-State. If you have a story, you could drop us an email. You can send us that email at news@fox17.com or call the tip line, 615-266-4149.
Also right now in Crisis in the Classroom, moving on to a bill to require firearm safety classes be taught in public schools moving forward. A lot of folks talking about this.
Certainly is, and I would imagine because a lot more debate here as well, the measure would require the Department of Education to work with the Department of Safety as well as TWRA to determine the right grade level where this would begin. Now, classes would get started next fall. Curriculum would include the safe handling and storage of firearms, but would not involve live ammo.
7:52, looking at your forecast right now, we're in the 30s and 40s. We'll be at 62 degrees later on this afternoon, and then this happens. Rain begins to move in as early as 9 a.m. We have the chance to see an isolated sprinkle or two, but afternoon hours, most of our rain begins to track through southern Kentucky and middle Tennessee. Taking a look, a few bands that move in. Lighter at first, and then a little bit heavier in nature through 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So it's an afternoon into evening event. Once the rain begins to die down, cold air quickly moves in, and a few snowflakes cannot be ruled out, especially if you go I-40 to the north. There could be a few of us that get potentially, and I said a few of us, a dusting of some snow as we go into the overnight hours and then by tomorrow morning. Very short event, but it's there mainly during the daytime. We'll be in the 20s as you wake up tomorrow. Much colder for the weekend. So 60s today, 28 degrees tonight, 40 tomorrow, and 52 on Sunday. Know where the winter coats and maybe even the hats and gloves are at. We're going to feel like we're in the teens. That feels like temps the next 2 mornings.
Steer clear traffic at 7:53. This is a look here at I-40 at Fester's Lane as you make that drive into town. Got a disabled vehicle there on the shoulder. Tow truck already in place. So is the Tennessee Highway Patrol. It's a little unusual to see them operating here in the city like this, but that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to point that out. They're on the shoulder and they should be out of your way here relatively quickly.
Go ahead and mark your calendars. Still ahead, talking about the Wilson County Tennessee State Fair returning, when you can look forward to all the action and the food.
And they don't call it.
Our scratch and dent sale going strong with tremendous discounts and savings on our full line of F-150s plus 1.9% financing for 72 months available. Some scratched, some didn't, some not, but all with big savings. Town and Country Ford in Madison.
All right, everyone, 7:56 is the time. Live look there across Nashville. And also, of course, we continue on with February and Black History Month. And if you're looking for something to get into this weekend, there's an event going on from the Men of High Integrity and Quality Network. They're hosting a free event. They're celebrating their own Women's Appreciation Day. So there's a lot that you can look forward to. Eric, I feel like I should let you take care of this, being that it's Women's Appreciation.
Oh, thank you.
I'm appreciating you by letting you tell the people about the good things happening.
Okay, so it's going to be a day of relaxation and food and local music, and it's going to take place Sunday, 604 Gallatin Avenue is where that particular event is taking place. And listen,
I appreciate
maybe you want to go run and get your Women's Appreciation on Saturday. The Nashville Zoo is also hosting a 5K, so we're going to tap in now with Greg Bobus because it's going to be chilly. So
Yes,
just go
it
ahead
is.
and take your jacket when you run.
Take a jacket with you. And we got Cooper, our dog of the day here. A nice snowy photo. We're going to get some snowflakes. It's not going to look like this, though, when we're done. Maybe a dusting in a few spots. But, Catherine, thank you for sending in this photo of Cooper enjoying a little snow time out there. Temperatures are in the 40s right now, 59 degrees at noon, 62 at 3 p.m. The best time for a dog walk is right now until about noon. And then rain does begin to move in. So take advantage of these hours while they last. Clouds are picking up as we speak, but the rain chances do increase as we go further into the afternoon. 63 at 2 p.m. How do you send in your dogs of the day? Very easy. You go to Facebook, my page right there, meteorologist Greg Bobus, and you find that pinned post, the top one on that Facebook page. All I need is your name, your dog's name. If you want to tell us a little story or where you're from and give us your photo, that's how you see it right here on Fox 17 News This Morning.
Steer clear traffic out there for you, everybody. Let's get started here on the east side of town. This is going to be I-40 at Fester's Lane. As you make that drive into town, you can see for yourself where the tow truck is over there. Tow truck is there. THP is there. Hopefully they can get this out of the way here pretty soon so there will be no more holdups. But overall, it's a very quiet traffic day. It really is. Look at this. This is I-24 Waldron Road. What's going on out there? Nothing. Nothing's going on out there. This is unusual. It feels like a holiday-related traffic. Maybe people are taking a 4-day weekend. We'll continue to watch things for you.
We're talking about music now. Jennifer Lopez, Jenny from the Block, making her return to the touring stage with the This Is Me tour, and she's making a stop, you know it, right here in Music City, Lower Broadway.
Yeah, tickets now. Now, this is the 30-plus city journey that kicks off in June down in Orlando. She'll be at Bridgestone Arena coming up here in August, late August, August 22nd. This marks J-Lo's comeback to the touring scene after a 5-year break. Now, if you want an advance on the tickets, they go on sale coming up here on February the 20th. You, J-Lo, this sounds like your kind of thing. Forgive me for trying to, you're J-Lo
I'm actually
fan.
not a J-Lo fan.
You're not a J-Lo fan?
I'm not.
How did I miss that?
Sorry,
okay.
it's just not happening.
I mean, you don't have to be. I'm just saying.
It's not my cup of tea.
It felt like you would be like a, no?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, we never talked about this before. Apparently, there will be some J-Lo fans, though, down there at Bridgestone Arena coming up here in late August. Let's go.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
The search is over after multiple law enforcement officers worked around the clock to find a missing deputy in Meigs County. The shocking discovery made by police.
Plus, the city of Millersville has just one firefighter left in their entire department. This is after the city fired the fire chief and then everyone else resigned. We've got more on why people are very concerned about the response time for first responders.
And we started the week with rain and then snow. We're going to end the week with rain later today and snow for some. How this compares to Monday coming up in your forecast.
All right, got to get chilly. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Friday morning. We made it. Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I am Justin McFarland. Jen Waddell does have the day off for Fox 17 News, of course, here with you live 7 until 9.
We want to begin by getting you right to an update from East Tennessee, where crews say the body of a deputy who disappeared after making an arrest, that body has been discovered.
Now, the Meigs County Sheriff's Office says that the body of Robert J. Leonard was found in the Tennessee River, along with his patrol car. And get this, the body of the woman he had just taken into custody was also found there as well. Now, they say that the deputy was last heard from on Wednesday night, and they've been looking for him ever since.
Investigators still trying to put all his pieces together, trying to figure out what the heck happened.
Yeah.
His remains have been escorted, though, to the Knoxville Regional Medical Examiner's office. We'll be sure to share any updates both on air and online.
Well, the city of Millersville is down to a single firefighter this morning. This is after the fire chief was let go, and then everyone else in the department, just about everyone else but one person, decided to resign behind that fire chief. Now, people who have lived in the city say they are very concerned about their safety.
Rightfully so,
Absolutely.
Residents believe that there is a lot going on behind the scenes that they're just unaware of and they're concerned about. In the last few weeks, the city of Millersville has made several leadership changes with a new city manager, a new city attorney, a new interim police chief, and a new interim fire chief.
Now, the Millersville city attorney told us that several people have already started to apply for those firefighter positions, so they're hoping they'll be able to hire people pretty fast to fill in all of those spots left by the mass resigning that happened there a few days ago.
Now to Operation Crime and Justice. The man accused of murdering an East Tennessee deputy and wounding another during a traffic stop facing a judge for the very first time.
This happened in court yesterday as Kenneth DeHart is now charged with murder as well as attempted murder and a weapons charge as well. The Blount County Sheriff's Department says that the arrest happened on Tuesday in Knoxville. This is after a 5-day manhunt. He is accused of killing Deputy Greg McCowan and then shooting another deputy as well who's recovering at home. If you want to read more about this story we've been covering all week long, you can do so on our website, fox17.com, and search Blount County.
Let's check in now with Greg. Justin, you were talking about how the traffic is seeming to be easy. I think it's because folks are staying home because of the weather report.
Oh,
maybe.
That could be. I mean, we've been talking about it all week, so hopefully it's not going to catch you off guard later today when we have rain and then potential snowflakes that do move in. We're starting off with a little bit of cloud cover that'll build first and a little bit cold in the forecast today, really cold in the forecast tomorrow, and we'll take a look at how that all kind of pieces together. Rain does come marching in this afternoon, and then after the rain, the quickly cooling temperatures will give us that chance for a little snow to the north. Little to no impact. You compare this to what happened on Monday, barely anything coming down in the form of flakes. Taking a look, code red, keeping it all clear. The last time we had snow, we went with a code red threat level because we had to. We had to go into alert mode. We're not doing it this time. As far as weather is concerned this morning, we are all clear. No problems getting up and out the door. When it comes to driving around, weather's not going to be a problem. But we do have the cool temps. The rain stays away from the morning drive, the afternoon drive, or the evening drive, depending upon what time you get out. We'll take a look at radar for you here. Future radar, you need the umbrella for the second half of the day. Coming up in a few, we'll look at that future track and get you your 7-day forecast.
Clear clear traffic at 8:04 this morning. Want to take a quick look outside if we can. This is going to be I-40 at White Bridge Road over there on the west side of town. Traffic moving along very well out there. No big problems as you come in from Bellevue or Kingston Springs or Fairview. We're doing fine out there. We really are. Also, the same can be said for other areas of town. Here's I-40 near Spence Lane coming in from the east side. Also doing pretty well out there this morning as well. We're going to continue to watch things, but in all honesty, we are below the normal drive times in most of the areas coming in. So we'll tell you what we find out there as soon as we learn more about things happening on the road.
Okay, Justin, you asked me if I'm a fan of J-Lo. I'm not,
Yes.
but I do love country music.
Good.
And it feels like just about every country artist has a honky-tonk.
It feels that way for sure. And if you don't have one, it feels like you're kind of missing from a very important club going on downtown. Now we can add Morgan Wallen to the list.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live where the bar is supposed to be. And Karen, what can you tell us about this bar, the experience, and when is it going to open?
Well, the experience, I think, is going to be incredible. Personally, I'm a Morgan Wallen fan myself, but I'm here on Lower Broadway on 4th Avenue, and you can see that construction is underway behind me. I mean, take a look at that thing. It's supposed to be 6 stories tall, and it's going to be a live music venue. It's going to be offering food. It's going to be offering alcoholic beverages. It's going to be offering a lot of things, creating a unique experience for Nashvillians and tourists alike. It's going to be called the Bar and Tennessee Kitchen. Now, I was able to catch up with someone. Her name is Crystal Fader. She is visiting from Canada, but she's a huge Morgan Wallen fan. Crystal, what do you think about this venue opening up here in the summer?
I'm so excited about this. This is probably the best news I could have got on What Are We Friday here in Nashville. Yeah, we just came down from Calgary, and yeah, this is a great news. I'm super pumped. I love Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, so tell me more about your love for Morgan Wallen. I mean, what's so special about him and opening up right here in downtown Nashville that makes you want to come back? Because I know you told me that you're willing to come all the way back from Canada just for his venue.
100%. I mean, I think he's got a great energy. He was just at a concert in Calgary, and everybody that was going to the concert was having the time of their life. I love his music. It's always played in lots of the cabs in Calgary, Ubers. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see him there, so I'm hoping that I can come back to Nashville and check him out in his bar. So, and if not him, I mean, just his energy in general. So, super pumped.
All right, well, thank you very much, Crystal. All right, again, this bar is called the Bar and Tennessee Kitchen, and it's opening up in the summer. Reporting live in Lower Broadway, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Thank you, Karen. Well, the Tennessee Department of Agriculture says that a number of farms and farmers across the state is continuing to drop and drop and drop. They say there may be something they can do, though, to try and get things going again, and it involves marijuana. We're going to show you the somewhat awkward moment between the commissioner and a state lawmaker coming up in a few minutes.
We prefer to earn your loyalty by giving you our best offer up front. So, find your dream cookie or vehicle at sarahclarksville.com.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Zander Insurance.
8:10 is the time. The Tennessee Department of Agriculture says that the number of farmers and farmland across the state continues to drop. The department says it's more likely that the children of longtime farms across the state are more likely to sell the land now to real estate developers than they are to take up the family business of farming for themselves. So, what can be done to start to jumpstart the industry again? Well, one lawmaker proposed, what if we legalize the growing and selling of marijuana in the state? What would that do to the agriculture community? The commissioner had this response.
Depends upon how the program's set up. I mean, you would think that it should benefit farmers, but in some states it hasn't turned out that way. So it's got a potential of being a boom for growers in farmers, but that's not a given.
Thank you for that. You look very uncomfortable answering that question. I mean,
Was it that obvious?
Honestly, either it would benefit, our agriculture economy, or it wouldn't. Adding an additional crop to our agriculture economy. Thank you. I don't want to put you on the spot any further.
We're just going to stop it right there. Marijuana is legal in 24 states and Washington, D.C., but it does not seem like Tennessee is going to be joining that list anytime soon.
8:12 the time. A quick look at your forecast. Let's get you some breakfast. Let you know your temperatures and what you're walking out the door to here this morning. 40s go to 51 degrees by 10 o'clock, and then eventually upper 50s to near 60 and fairly overcast. Rain does move in a little bit later today, and then potentially a little snow on the backside of it. What is the bottom line? Not a lot of rain comes down. 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch. That is it. No severe weather, but a storm or two can't be ruled out right in the middle of the afternoon, so between lunchtime and dinner time. And then a little light snow shower accumulation is possible going into tomorrow morning. When I say light or little to no, we're talking about maybe a dusting through southern Kentucky. This is not going to be a big event when it comes to that. However, temperature, the bigger story. We're going to look at that in about 8 minutes. The next check of your Code Red forecast.
Steer clear traffic at 8:13. Quick look outside where there is not a lot of action, just to be honest with you. This is I-40 at Donaldson Pike. You make that drive in near the airport. Everything looking really nice over there. We do have slowdowns here and there on the north side near 65, say near Trinity Lane, places like that. But overall, it's really not too bad. We'll continue to watch things for you.
Welcome back.
Well, coming up one-on-one with the Titans' new head coach, Brian Callahan. We're going to talk about his vision for the offense and his game plan for Titans quarterback Will Levis. Thanks for waking up with us every single morning right here on Fox.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Electronic Express. We make it happen.
We've been breathing this. Lots of people don't realize that mold feeds off moisture in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
8:16 is the time here on this Friday morning. The Titans' brand new head coach, Brian Callahan, is still making headlines since he was hired last month. He's been running around the city just trying to get adjusted to everything. New city, new surroundings, new staff, and new job.
It's exciting. Fox 17 sports director Jill Jelnick sits down with Callahan to talk about the transition and vision for Titans quarterback Will Levis.
I'd like to introduce the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, Brian Callahan.
January 24th, 2024. The Tennessee Titans officially announce you as their new head coach. Obviously, since then, you've been hitting the ground running, filling your staff, moving into the new facility and settling in. But has it sunk in with you yet that you are officially the head coach of the Titans?
No, it hasn't. The press conference day was surreal. Felt a little bit of out-of-body-ish experience almost, that I couldn't really process what was happening. And in the meantime, it's just been a lot of work in between. So I had my first staff meeting on Tuesday morning with again, most of the guys that have been hired. That was a pretty cool moment. That was one of the moments I've had that makes it feel like, oh, I am a head coach right now. Like there's just little moments like that it kind of pops in your head that, oh, this is really different than what I've been doing. But hasn't really hit me. I'm sure the first team meeting, when all the players are back in the building, will be one of those moments as well.
One of the bright spots for the Titans last season was the emergence of rookie quarterback Will Levis. You have a lot of experience coaching some of the top quarterbacks in the league over the last several years. Peyton Manning, Matthew Stafford, and of course, Joe Burrow. How specifically will that previous experience with those quarterbacks help you grow and mentor Will Levis?
Yeah, it's a huge part of it. I learned a lot from all of them. I learned, most importantly, that they're all very different. And I think sometimes you see people be around one great player and they sort of always try to make everyone measure up to that player. But I learned, being around a couple of them, that they are all very different, and success looks different for all of those guys, and how they go about their schedule, how they lead, how they play the position is all very different. And that's what's fun about Will. Will is also very different than these guys. You learn that lesson early on, that you can't try to keep fitting that each player into what he was, because no one's going to be him. But then it also allows you to realize that nobody wants to be projected as somebody else. They want to be who they are. And so we'll let Will be Will and do everything we can to put him in great position to have success.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Is that possible?
That's a good way to say it, yeah.
Well, we'll see if it translates to success on the field or not. If you want to see the rest of the big sit-down interview with Brian Callahan, you can watch Joe Jelinek right here on Fox 17 News Sunday night for Sports Overtime. It starts at 10 p.m.
All right, Greg, I have a bone to pick with you. We finally get to the weekend, and it's cold outside.
I didn't exactly create the weather. I just have to tell you what happens
I'm opening the complaint store.
Oh no. Thankfully it is the weekend then, but you're right. This is unfortunately the only 2 cold days in the forecast. Future Track brings in an isolated shower later on this morning, and then going into the afternoon, a few more showers and even a weak rumble of thunder, 2 o'clock through 5 and then 6 p.m. possible. Most of what happens today happens between lunchtime and dinner time, starting in the northwest and ending in the southeast. Now there will be a few snowflakes that do track in. It's going to happen when we get to the cold air that moves in after this rain, and that could bring in a few snow flurries in far northern middle Tennessee and then through southern Kentucky. We're talking maybe a dusting of some snow that could come down. It's not going to be a big weather maker for us here in terms of impact. The area is shaded in blue right now. So the northern areas of the Cumberland Plateau have a good chance here. So upper elevations, you always have a good chance when cold air moves in for a little dusting of snow, and then through southern Kentucky in areas like Clarksville and Gallatin as well. Not much sticking in the Nashville area. It's not going to be like what we had on Monday, not even close. Taking a look here, extended forecast, 28 degrees your temperature overnight tonight after we hit 64 this afternoon. A big drop in temperature overnight, then 40 degrees tomorrow, and we get even colder tomorrow night. That 23-degree low Saturday into Sunday could feel like we're in the upper teens when you factor in the wind chill that takes us into Sunday. So keep that in mind. Too cold starts to the morning for the weekend, unfortunately, and then we do get warmer, upper 50s and 60s Monday through Friday of next week.
Steer clear traffic as you get out there this morning. Let's take a look here at I-65 at Trinity Lane on the north side. Yeah, we're seeing some slowdowns, but there's nothing out of the ordinary there on that north side. So we'll continue to follow that. But so far, so good. Honestly, there from the Madison, Rivergate, Hendersonville, and Jolton area, really not all that bad. Here's I-40 at Fester's Lane, making that drive in from the east side. Slight delays, but nothing like it could look. We'll give you the rest of your traffic coming up here throughout the morning.
Now to a breaking news update. A congressional committee has issued unprecedented subpoenas against Harvard University. Getting some more details about this, but again, it's breaking news. The House Education and Workforce Committee telling the Ivy League school to turn over documents as they investigate anti-Semitism on campus. And listen, this is the first time the committee has ever issued a subpoena since the panel was founded. That was back in 1867. Harvard, though, has already turned over some of the documents, but the committee chairwoman says it contained, quote, omissions and questionable redactions.
The city of Nashville is looking to create dedicated funding for transportation and infrastructure. We've got the details on how your daily commute.
Rogue and Pathfinders, the most popular SUVs in Middle Tennessee with low 1.9% financing up to 60 months. Plus a $1,500 trade-in assist for any SUV trade. Trade-in assist cash now at North Nashville's Nissan of Rivergate in Madison.
Welcome back. Happy Friday. We are keeping a very close eye on our next weather maker. And we're also showing you some video from Monday. That's when those big snow flurries were falling. And listen, you say it's not going to be like that, a dusting.
No. A dusting at best. I mean, that's all we're going to see in a few spots. Not as widespread as that. I mean, we had a half-inch of snow across a lot of the viewing area.
Earlier this morning, we were talking, though, because it's shocking to wake up to chilly temperatures. But then this time last year, I was checking my, Facebook memories. It was 17 degrees on Saturday morning.
See, be worse.
It could be worse. Stay positive.
But it's also still not going to be great. So let's talk about it here. Going into the weekend itself. Today, 64 degrees overnight. Temperature goes down to 28. That's what you wake up to on your Saturday morning. Right now, we're way warmer than that already. And we're not even going to hit 40 degrees in many spots for the actual high temperature for your Saturday. Sunday, 52 degrees temperature for the high. You wake up in the low 20s. So the three big bullet points for the weekend outlook is the cold is the big story. Yes, there will be rain. today, and yes, there will be a chance for a few isolated snowflakes and maybe a dusting through southern Kentucky, but some snow early on Saturday, that's pretty much it. And we're talking mainly overnight. Sunglasses for Sunday. It's going to be very sunny on Sunday itself. How do you track the incoming rain later today? Maybe you do have to have the door here in a little bit to get to work, or when you're coming home from work, you want to know what is out there. The Fox 17 Code Red Weather app. Scan that QR code, go to the App Store, whether it's the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. You'll have all that information for you, no matter where you're at, all times of the day. Also, whenever we do get the next batch of severe weather, it'll go off whenever you have any alerts just to the county that you are in. It's a good, useful tool, especially at night.
Greg, thank you. 8:26 is the time. Right now, we're showing you a live look, I-24, Hickory Hollow Parkway. And listen, we've noticed that traffic seems to be lighter this Friday morning than any other typical workday. I think folks are listening to Greg's forecast. Maybe you get to work from home today, but a live look here, I-24, Hickory Hollow Parkway, giving you the green light. There are no issues that you have to worry about. We're going to keep talking about driving with continuing coverage of public transportation in Nashville. The city is looking to create dedicated funding for transportation and infrastructure, putting the issue on the November ballot. Here's what you need to know. Mayor Freddie O'Connell says that yes, he wants to improve sidewalks, traffic signals, and transit. Showing you a live look at the bus station here in Nashville. He also says the goal is to connect communities. If passed by voters, the project would have a dedicated funding source. Mayor O'Connell says project costs could start in the billions and span over a 30-year period. We have so many more updates over on Fox17.com about yesterday's announcement from the mayor regarding this entire project and what to expect on the ballot. Coming up, we have new information in a shooting that happened yesterday.
Fox 17 celebrates Black History Month, honoring the Olympic and Paralympic track and field student athletes of TSU. This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Ponce Law. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
8:30 on the dot. Now on Fox 17 News this Friday morning. Mid-State Representative Mark Green not running for re-election. Why he says he's making this move.
Waking up this morning here to clouds that are increasing. Rain chances increase toward the afternoon. We will time it out hour by hour when the rain arrives in your neighborhood in the forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us out to I-24. This is at Haywood Lane coming in from Antioch. We are accident free there, but we did just pick up a crash on Ellington Parkway. We'll take you there coming up in a few.
Let's start though by thanking you for waking up with us here on a Friday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I am Justin McFarland. Congratulations, you did make it to Friday. Let's get over to the very latest happening with U.S. Representative Mark Green. He's in the headlines this week as he has announced he is not going to be running for re-election.
And you might remember this because Green was a driving force behind the recent impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. And he pointed to that success as one of the reasons that, yes, he says he's ready to return to Tennessee. Also telling Fox 17 News that he's committed to getting a Republican back in the White House this year.
So when it comes to what's next for him, there's a lot of rumors that he could be running for governor. We asked him about it, and this is what he said.
I'm not making any announcements, but I do think that the fight for our country is not so much here in D.C. for me. It's kind of with D.C. because Washington has gobbled up power from the states, and it's time for the states to really start pushing back harder. And Tennessee needs to push back harder.
Well, Representative Green has served since 2019 in Congress. He represents the 7th District for Tennessee. It was redrawn back in 2022, the district was, to include a larger part of Nashville.
8:32 your time, taking a look at your forecast, preparing you for rain and potential snowflakes later today. The bigger the word, the more likely it is you're going to see it. Rain, bigger. Snow, smaller chance. Don't worry about this being like Monday because it won't be anything like Monday. The timing will be a little bit different, but the transition from rain to snow for a few is the only similarity. Everything else doesn't shake out as rough when it comes to impacts. But rain does return later on this afternoon. We're all clear for code red. We'll be in the 60s later this afternoon, but by tomorrow morning, 20s return. We get a little touch of some winter air for 48 hours. 40 degrees your temperature on Saturday, 52 on Sunday. We'll have 3 nights in a row, tonight, tomorrow night, and then going into Sunday night that will all be in the 20s for temperatures. But next week, we're right back to some more nice temperatures, upper 50s to near 60, starting Monday and then into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All of those days looking to be on the dry side for us here. So what we'll do next, check the forecast in about 5 minutes, is look at future track and give you that hour-by-hour progression of when the rain moves in later today.
Steer clear traffic takes us over to Ellington Parkway at Spring Street. That's where we're dealing with a two-car crash. It's the first crash we've had on one of the major interstates or parkways for a little while now. They're still waiting for police or TDOT to show up so they can make a report. But other than that, we are accident-free out there across the major interstates out there this morning. Things are actually running very quickly, very well. Good drives ahead of you, no matter where you're going right now, north, south, east, and west. We'll continue to follow things for you. Steer clear traffic live through 9. Well, when you think about Nashville's trendy neighborhoods out there, places like 12th South, the Gulch, or Sobro may be coming to mind. But at one point, Jefferson Street would have been on that list. Historians say Jefferson Street was cut down in its prime, though, all in the name of progress. Some called it the heartbeat and backbone of Nashville's black community. From restaurants to grocery stores to pharmacies and gas stations, Jefferson Street had it all.
We had barbershops, but we also had doctor's offices. We had hardware stores. I mean, we just had a gamut of just about everything you wanted. It was kind of like being a little town within a town. And you really didn't have to leave Jefferson Street unless you wanted to go downtown.
Historian and former Metro Council member Ed Kendall says that it was racism that ultimately destroyed and changed Jefferson Street. But the weapons of destruction were unconventional.
I guess you all have heard about Greenwood, Oklahoma, how it was devastated by guns and bombs. Well, Jefferson Street basically was decimated by bulldozers and street closures.
Those street closures started in 1967. That's when I-40 started to cut its way through the neighborhood. More than 600 homes would be torn down. But it didn't happen without a fight. A group of black home and business owners formed the I-40 Steering Committee. They sued the city of Nashville and the state of Tennessee in an effort to steer the incoming interstate away from Jefferson Street. But they ultimately lost at the United States Supreme Court.
North Nashville is rich in its history. It's extremely rich. All we have to do is just take time and maybe just read a little bit about it.
Historians like Linda Wynn hope to track what the neighborhood has lost.
North Nashville was decimated by the construction of I-40. 626 homes were demolished. 128 businesses, primarily owned by African Americans, were wiped out. The loss represented about 80% of the black-owned businesses in Nashville.
Those are businesses that never had a chance to grow, and a lot of businesses that didn't reopen elsewhere.
Nobody lived in North Nashville by accident, right? Nobody lived in Edge Hill by accident. If you were black in the city, this is where you had to live. And I oftentimes wonder if, the communities really expected us to survive.
But the neighborhood did survive, and some believe a rebirth of the days of old is always possible. I'm Justin McFarland, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Country singer Morgan Wallen is opening up a new venue right here in downtown Nashville. Coming up in a few minutes,
has a 182-point inspection and comes with 24/7 roadside assistance. Count on certified pre-owned Hondas. Search your local Honda dealer today.
The Good Feet Store, improving people's lives 2 feet at a time.
Well, these days it seems like owning a honky-tonk in Music City is just part of being a big-time country music artist.
Yeah, you got to have your name in neon downtown if you want to mean anything these days. Fox 17 News, Karen Aguilar, live for us this morning to tell us the very latest country music star that's getting in his own place.
Well, that's right. Well, behind me, you can see construction on the new venue. You can't get any closer, but construction on a new venue for Morgan Wallen's bar and restaurant that's going to be called This Bar and Tennessee Kitchen. It's named after one of the songs he wrote back in 2019. Now, speaking about songs, this place is going to have fans singing Pour Me Another Drink, Pour Me Another Drink from one of his songs, Whiskey Glasses, because as I mentioned, it is going to be a dynamic bar and restaurant all in one, 6 stories tall, welcoming dozens of Nashvillians and tourists alike that come visit this city. It's set to open up this summer. Now, I spoke with Morgan Wallen fan Tina McCall, who gives us her reaction. Take a look.
I am so excited. I love Morgan Wallen. I can't wait to come back for a visit just to come to this bar.
Yeah, so she is a tourist and she came here from Georgia. So just like the other person we spoke to earlier, coming all the way from Canada, we already have 2 Morgan Wallen fans who are looking to come and enjoy this venue. I'm looking to come enjoy it myself. So reporting live in Lower Broadway, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Back to you.
Karen, thank you. The folks who are visiting from Canada, they're going to probably not be fearful of this weekend's forecast. If you're going to want to get out and walk your dog, you're going to want to do that sooner rather than later. We're talking about the showers that are moving in. Take a look at your screen right now. That's going to happen later this afternoon into the evening. Greg is even tracking a dusting of snow. So we're going to talk about those snow potentials and how long it's going to last throughout this weekend, coming up in his full forecast in a couple of minutes.
Steer clear traffic out there takes us over to Ellington Parkway. This is Ellington Parkway, Spring Street, over there in the downtown Nashville area, just north of downtown, actually north and east, headed towards East Nashville. A couple of cars pulled over onto the shoulder. They're waiting for authorities to show up. I've seen them up and about walking around, but this is the only major thing going on out there on the interstate right now, and it's not even all that major as of yet. We'll continue to watch it. This is I-24 Waldron Road, wide open, looking nice out there this morning. We do have some typical slowdowns here and there, but overall we're doing fine.
Now to a breaking news update out of Dickson County. That is where the sheriff's office says a man is in custody after barricading himself inside of a home. Deputies say they tried to serve James Keel with a warrant Wednesday, and that's when he barricaded himself again inside his house. Take a look at your screen right now for his photo. They say members of the county's special response team responded to the home and they were able to take Keel into custody. He is being charged with harassment and false reports. He's also being
Rogue and Pathfinders, the most popular SUVs in Middle Tennessee with low 1.9% financing up to 60 months. Plus a $1,500 trade-in assist for any SUV trade. Trade-in assist cash now at North Nashville's Nissan of Rivergate in Madison.
8:46 is the time, and this morning in Crisis in the Classroom, there's been a spike in the state of Tennessee when it comes to teachers assaulted on the job.
Last school year, Metro schools saw 344 student on staff assaults. To put that in perspective, 1 or 2 assaults could happen every school day.
Amanda Chen has more.
It's a profession these teachers tell me they don't get into for the money, but because they want to help others. Some teachers tell me there are times they don't feel safe going to school, especially when they don't feel supported by the district.
I've been blocked from my desk.
Laura Leonard has been a teacher at Metro Nashville schools for 20 years. She teaches English as a second language at Glencliff High School.
But I have seen behavior degrade quite a bit. You know, it used to be that I was worried about gum as a French teacher because I wanted to hear them pronounce. But now I'm worried about I don't even think about gum anymore.
Leonard is concerned for her safety after she says students have assaulted her.
There have been incidences of pushing, some of which were clearly on purpose, and someone has grabbed my arm before. I've never been injured, and I'm really grateful for that, but I worry about it, yeah.
But what makes her even more upset, the school's response when she tries to tell them what happened.
I just feel that sadness of disrespect But what's worse is when the people who are supposed to support me don't believe me.
So are you saying that sometimes you don't feel supported by the school or administration when you go and tell them that these things have happened to you?
Yes, that is how I feel. At the same time, I have to point out that the people who are supposed to support me are doing what they're told to do.
Leonard says these incidents happen after she tries taking a cell phone away, or if she's issuing some kind of reprimand or consequence. And we've seen these types of incidents happen before. Last May, a video captured a student pepper spraying an Antioch teacher for taking a student's cell phone. Another video caught a different student repeatedly punching that same teacher in the head a few months earlier for trying to confiscate a phone.
That is not helping students get an education.
Susan Norwood, a teacher at McGavick High School, says cell phone use is rampant, but she doesn't feel comfortable taking phones away for that exact reason.
Teachers have been told we can confiscate phones, but I don't want to touch a student's phone. I don't know who's got anger management problems. I don't know, if I would be liable if the student claims something happened to the phone, because that has happened to teachers.
I reached out to Metro Schools to ask about teacher concerns about lax policies when it comes to assaulting a teacher. I also asked about teachers not feeling supported or believed in schools. A spokesperson tells me we encourage any staff member who feels the situation was not addressed appropriately within the Code of Conduct guidelines by school administrators to reach out to their school's executive director for further review. There is also a mechanism in the law that allows a teacher to request a student be removed from their classroom following appropriate procedures and documentation. How do you feel the district, the central office, could better support you all when these types of assaults happen to teachers?
I wish that they believed me. I mean, why would I say that if it wasn't happening? What's in it for me? What am I gaining if I say something like that that's not true? So it is personally quite hurtful, yeah.
Both Leonard and Norwood feel policy needs to change when it comes to permissible behavior and the consequences students face.
I think that we need a less permissive discipline policy. I think students need to have consequences. I think just talking to students is not effective.
Norwood says she knows several teachers have left the profession because of student behavior.
Leonard even tells me if an incident happens again, she plans to just go straight to the police department and see if that changes anything. Reporting in the studio, I'm Amanda Chin, Fox 17 News, you're easy.
Our Scratch and Dent sale going strong with tremendous discounts and savings on our full line of F-150s plus 1.9% financing for 72 months available. Some scratched, some didn't, some not, but all with big savings. Town and Country Ford in Madison.
Top stories now. Authorities in East Tennessee say the body of a deputy who disappeared after making an arrest has been found.
Now, the Meigs County Sheriff's Office says that the deputy, Robert J. Leonard, was found in the Tennessee River along with his patrol car and the body of the woman that he had recently taken into custody. They say that Deputy Leonard was last heard from on Wednesday night, and they've been looking for him ever since. Investigators are still trying to work out all the details of exactly what happened, but his remains have been escorted to the Knoxville Regional Medical Examiner's office for further processing.
And the man accused of murdering an East Tennessee deputy and wounding another during a traffic stop facing a judge for the very first time. So we're getting some updates about this.
Yeah, Kenneth DeHart is charged with murder, attempted murder, as well as weapons charges as well. The Blount County Sheriff's deputies arrested him Tuesday in Knoxville after a 5-day manhunt. He's accused of killing one sheriff's deputy and hurting another who's continuing to recover.